Loud music playing, bam, bam, bam. Pew, pew.
You know how the best of all time used to, the song was about to be fire. My boy was about to rip when the lighter, you heard the little lighter flick with the Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
But
facts.
but when your boy Lou's about to get on the mic, you guys hear that? Was that loud enough?
That better be some water, damn it. Hey,
Michelob,
so
come sponsor your boy. Come
that
sponsor your
better not
boy.
be. Didn't we just have a
Episode 12.
conversation about this?
Old thirsty
Episode
ass.
12. Hey, I don't start until later this week, all right? So these next couple of days is where I can take advantage of it, all right? Hey, listen. Episode 12. We made it here. Lack of Control Pod. Lou, Armani, Khalil. Another week and you get the boys again. And today I'm feeling a little motivated. I'm excited and I'm ready to I'm pumped for this episode. So
You
what
guys are
other better
pumped.
way, to wash it all down with a Michelob Ultra after a long day of work, just to
Serious
unwind.
advertising we got going on here.
Yeah,
Hey,
right. That boy
Michelob.
trying to get that brand deal. I ain't
Hey,
mad at it though.
Michelob, come holla at your boy. We're gonna specifically clip this audio part and we're gonna tag them and just blow them up on socials to see what's up. Or a nice little care package would be nice. Either way, we're here and we're ready. I'm sure, right?
Let's
Check-ins.
go. Let's
Check-ins.
go.
Yes,
Armani, you
sir.
ready?
Yes, sir. Let's get
Yo,
it.
Khalil, you ready?
And another day in paradise, my friend. Let's get it.
Bomboclat.
Straight to it. Straight to it, man. Yo, how was y'all weekends, man?
Ooh. You
Good.
said what? How was my weekend? That shit
Yeah, how
was
was y'all
ass.
weekends?
That
Was
shit was
that?
ass.
Oh, damn. All right.
Now what do you do?
Well, you just move on to the next person. Lou, how was your weekend?
Well, I guess it ends there. Next.
Nah, the serious note, it was straight. It was straight, bro.
It
But I
was
always
straight.
wonder, like, when people ask that question, like, if I was just like, yo, my weekend was shitty, bro. Everything happened. I was trying to go on a PA, didn't work out. Like, everything was just bad. Like, how would somebody react if I said that at the job, bro?
At the
I mean,
job?
that's just you being real.
Because they be asking you at the job, like, yo, how was your weekend? What if you
That's
just say, yeah,
how
it
the
was shitty, it was
majority,
terrible?
that's more than half of the people in those meetings want to answer, but they don't because they're too scared about losing their job by answering it honestly.
Yeah.
If we're gonna keep it a whole buck, that's exactly.
Yeah.
They want to
That's
sit there and be
when-
like, my weekend fucking sucked, bro. Like, move on. But
That's
just to
when
not
you
get in
gotta give
trouble.
the generic answer, Well, it was a good weekend. Enjoyed it. And leave it at that.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a good weekend and they enjoyed it. Because no one's gonna ask why it was good and why you enjoyed it.
But not
'Cause it's
everybody
personal.
has a good weekend every weekend.
That's fine. You don't have to let them know that. You could just let them know that you had a good weekend. And it was fun.
Yeah. I mean,
Keep
true,
keep
good point.
pushing.
Gotta give
mean,
them the corporate answer.
Yeah, the what's it called? The PR
Give 'em
answer,
that-
as they say.
Give them that
Yeah.
AI response.
Weekend?
We're generating responses when we small talk.
We're over here. We're over here. Oh, you're talking about AIs, like the okay. I thought you were talking about like Allen Iverson.
No, this
All right,
guy,
moving
no.
on.
I ain't no
My
way.
weekend was relaxing. I mean, I had a free day on Friday after I got off of work, so it was hung out with some of the boys. But then just relaxed the last 2 days and just caught up on some boxing, some good boxing, and some good mixed martial arts on Saturday. Some good basketball games throughout the weekend as well. So I kind of just relaxed, nothing crazy.
All right, yeah.
How was yours?
Can't
How was yours?
complain.
How was yours?
Ah, man. It was an
Mm.
eventful weekend, I
I'm
myself
not even gonna
had
ask for specifics because you never give it.
I was
Facts.
gonna say I myself had that PA, but outside of that, it was
This guy
it was
Khalil's winning
eventful.
more than anyone that I know right now.
It was an eventful weekend. Outside of
Tuned
that,
into his inner Jamaican.
I
This guy has a
yeah,
better
wow.
winning streak than the Hornets recently.
Oh damn!
Hey,
Wow,
they have a good winning streak, or they did. At
they
least.
they taking shots, just not the right ones.
Ow!
But anyways,
We
Talk
talking
to
about
him.
LaMelo?
Talk to him.
outside.
Let me stop.
Yo, we ain't gonna come after LaMelo like that. I mean, he already doing it to himself realistically. But anyways, nah, man,
Yeah,
the weekend was
facts.
good. Weekend was good, man. I enjoyed myself. It was nice. It was relaxed. I wanted to actually barbecue this past weekend because it's crazy. It was warm. Obviously, this
Yeah,
weekend. I think it was in the 70s, had damn near almost the 80s, and then now it's today. It's cold. So I should have probably barbecued. Honestly, should have took a chance because I hear it's gonna get colder again. But it was good. Can't
that's good, man.
complain, man. Yo, I got one question for y'all though. If y'all could visit any place in the world, where would it be, and why?
Oh,
Any place.
well, I already know Armani's answer.
Bro, I was about to say something so immature, bro.
Well, I
Like,
mean, I know what you were gonna say. That's the thing.
what I was gonna say.
Thailand, and we all know why.
Wow.
Cause you like
Now
lady boys.
I was gonna pull a like your mom joke, but I know your
Whoa,
mom, so
whoa,
I
whoa.
can't. That's why I was
You don't
like,
know
I
mine,
can't.
but don't you dare.
No, I would. It would have been
Hey,
like
man.
a kiddie fun joke, but that's why I was like,
Don't
nah,
don't
I ain't.
don't
That's not. I ain't gonna do that
don't
because
be
Mom
talking
Dukes
about
is
moms,
cool.
bro. I don't want to have to crash out like Ti's son now. Relax.
Nah, but to
Relax, all
answer your
right?
question, bro, Italy, Italy, bro,
What
and let me
specific
Okay.
tell
part
you,
of Italy though? Because Italy is they have different spots. So where exactly?
man, you know where, man. I'm trying
The
to go
Amalfi
to
Coast.
huh?
Isn't the Amalfi Coast out there in Italy? Or am I tripping?
Amalfi Coast, yeah. Amalfi
Okay.
Coast is out there. Or I like Venice. Venice is cool too.
Oh,
Wherever the
facts.
beach at, to be honest. Wherever
Yeah.
the beach at. Because bro, like I ain't gonna lie, they have some beautiful beaches. They got the cliffs. The water is like blue and clear and shit. They got the
Outside of the fact that you gotta take a
architecture.
boat everywhere.
You said what?
Outside of the fact that you gotta take a boat everywhere.
That's actually kind of fire, bro. That's scenic, especially if you take a John out there, man. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
you in the
yeah.
bowl. It's all romantic and shit. Nah, bro,
Yeah,
that's
it's
fire,
it
bro.
sounds it sounds nice, yeah. But at
And the
some point,
food
I'm
is
gonna need
lit.
some. The food is great, but it sounds like at some point I'm gonna need some cars. I'm gonna need 4 wheels, at least two. You know what I'm saying? Because after all that water, I don't know.
I'm Puerto Rican, so I like being by the water, and I love cruises, so I'm cool with just going from a specific part of the country in a boat if I have to. But I mean, once Armani said Italy, I instantly started looking up the Amalfi Coast, and I'm looking at these pictures, and my God, I wish,
What?
I
And don't get
wish.
me started on the talent.
Oh, just make sure. Never mind. Don't want to insult any Italians. I don't want no
You,
problems with the mob.
Yeah,
talking about
facts.
you talking about basketball, right? The talent in
Yep,
basketball. Yeah.
yep, yep, yep. Shout out to Danilo Gallinari who won a championship in Puerto Rico.
Shout out to Chauncey Billups.
He's
Um,
Italian.
Nah, he was messing with the mob, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. I completely forgot about that shit. I'm like, wait, what the fuck does Shante Billups got to do with Italy? I'm like, yo,
Yo,
what the fuck does this have to do with anything?
yo, okay.
That way to put
um,
way to put those things together. I like that. Good shit. Good
yo,
shit. Good
that,
shit.
that was that was smooth. That was smooth.
Had to, bro.
Yo, so yo, real quick, we're gonna dive straight into basketball. We're
Wait,
gonna
wait,
we're
wait.
gonna
Whoa, whoa,
skip.
whoa, whoa. I didn't get to answer the question.
Oh well, I didn't. My bad. I didn't know you wanted to answer the question. Go ahead.
Come on, I want to go somewhere, and I want to tell
Where
you
you want to
why.
go?
I don't know
Why?
where I want to go, honestly.
I don't even think
This nigga.
Armani said why. Oh yeah, he
This
did.
Well,
nigga.
no,
He
he
did.
did. He
No,
did.
I said
He
why. I
did.
said
Now,
He
why.
said for a couple reasons.
honestly, I'm anywhere between like of course like Turks and Caicos. 'Cause I really like just going out to the Caribbean, and those are places out in the Caribbean that are for some people just seem impossible to ever get to in a lifetime. So like a Turks and Caicos, Fiji, uh, and I mean, now that Armani said it, I mean, the Amalfi Coast has always been a spot where like I just love the way it looks, the way it's set up, the culture, the food, and all that. Kind of reminds me of a Greece, but on crack, like Santorini, Greece. It kind of reminds me about that, like around like that area, just on crack. Like I don't know why the Amalfi Coast to me just looks better than Greece. So that's my
Italy
reason why.
edition?
Huh?
Lack Pod Italy edition?
Shit, supporters, y'all want to see us go out there? Come on, we're gonna start it. We're gonna open
Hey,
up a GoFundMe. It's gonna be in the description below.
we go
Yo,
bit of a
take a
GoFundMe.
Lack pod to Italy would be insane. Be amazing.
Oh.
Maybe we can
We'll
catch
hit
an
up
ep-
our connections out there so we can go see some games. And yeah, we'll make it happen. Live stream, all that good shit.
Make sure we stay away from the mob.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the most
Yeah,
important thing. Yeah,
facts.
yeah. And
That's
Armani, we
most
will not be
important.
going to Thailand at any point in time. Just
No,
letting you know,
why
we
you
go to
stop,
Italy, we
stop,
stay
man.
there. Just letting you know. We're gonna
Yo,
stay in Italy. We're not going anywhere else.
I will
Me
pass
not,
on the lady boys.
me not want no side shots.
You know, I got no side shots.
Yo,
All
yeah,
right.
Oh my
Uh,
god, bro! If this was just a purely like comedic podcast, I had so many jokes. But let's move on.
let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I thought
basketball,
this was
man.
lack of control.
It's
My
lack of
bad.
control, but we gotta have some type of control.
We lack it. We're not completely out of it. We just lack a little bit of it. Maybe
Exactly,
more, a little bit more
exactly.
than maybe more
Mm,
than just a little bit, but
So
I'm
I want to
picking it
get
up.
y'all's
Okay.
opinion right now. It's basketball season. We already passed All Star. Happened. We're moving on now.
finally.
We're going more towards now. We're going to start considering some of these players that are probably going to be for these awards. And I'm kind of curious, who do you guys consider, a couple awards, DPOY, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved Player, MVP. We'll just stick to those. And then obviously the big one, Rookie of the Year. I say big because there's some pretty, it seems like a competition between two rookies I can think of, but I'm going to let y'all decide on that. But yo, Lou, real quick, who do you have? I'm going to switch it up on you. Who do you have for Defensive Player of the Year this year, this close into the year so far? Who do you think?
Oh, I mean, honestly, it's a little bit, it's a tough. I think it's a pretty tough battle right now. You could arguably, I mean, you're not wrong if you argue between Chet Holmgren or Victor Wembanyama. I think those two are the leading candidates right now for Defensive Player of the Year. I will say Vic, the alien himself, deserves it. He deserved it his rookie year, and they didn't give it to him. Um, but if we're, if we're gonna be honest with you, I mean, one dark horse that I have, in my opinion, right, a dark horse that I have that could possibly win it, just depends on how he finishes off the season, is Scotty Barnes. I think Scotty Barnes, if no one has seen him play this year, I mean, my God, his this guy, it's safe to say that he was a safe pick. He was the best pick for Toronto at the time. He's just been getting better and better and better every season in every part of his game. Uh, so he's my dark horse. But as of right now, it's between Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren, and I got Victor Wembanyama.
All right. What about
I
you,
agree.
Armani?
I
Same?
agree.
Okay. Victor?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. If Wimby is healthy, he probably should be DPOY every year. Like he's just that dominant. Like you said, Lou. Even his rookie year, he should have got it, but they gave it to Rudy Gobert, of course. Again,
Okay.
how he has 4 DPOIs is beyond me, but I ain't even gonna get into that. But the thing with Wimby, especially from that year, if I remember correctly, there was a stat where when Wimby was on the court, the Spurs were one of the best, like they were a top three defensive team in the league. And then when he was off the court, they were like one of the worst, like generationally bad. That's how impactful he was in his rookie year as a defender. And
hmm
obviously, he's still that impactful. So
Yep.
if I had to choose someone, it would be Wimby. But like you said, you can't go wrong with Chet either. If Wimby ends up getting hurt again, because obviously with his height, it could happen. Knock on wood. Then at that point, Chet would get it. But if I
But
had to choose one, it would definitely be Wimby.
but let me ask you this just really quick. Now that you said a key thing is as long as Wemby doesn't get hurt for the rest of the year. But
Mm.
if you really put it in perspective, Holmgren has missed just as about the same amount of impactful games as Victor Wembanyama has. You know what I mean? Like
Mm, true.
he's injury prone just as, like, if anything, I think he's more injury prone than Wemby. Wemby, the reason why he missed the majority of the second half last year was not an injury, like not like an
It
actual
was a blood
like
clot.
injury. It was a blood clot. So imagine if he would have finished off last year, the team would have been in a better position. Number one, and number two, he might have would have built a case for that DPOY last year.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
So yeah. What about you, Leo? Who do you got?
Honestly, I went a little bit different route, and this is
Mm.
only because I always feel like because the taller guys and the forwards and the centers typically they kind of always get it. It's very rare that a guard does. So I was actually shooting for. I'm thinking Tyrese Maxey is actually who I was liking. That's the guy that
Tyrese
I've been seeing.
Maxey?
For
Yeah,
DPOY?
yeah,
Oh,
bro. As far
Wow.
as like what he's been, I was looking up his stats. That's the only reason why I brought that up. This isn't because of like how I've seen his impact in the game. Really, I was just looking up his stats wise, and Steals, he's actually up there, and so I think he's top five in steals in the league, which was very surprising, honestly. I didn't really expect to see that, but that was just a pick that I had seen based off looking at stats. That wasn't based off of me looking at games. Looking off games, I was leaning more towards, believe it or not, Scotty Barnes, the dark horse that you had mentioned.
Mm.
Uh, that's kind of who I was leaning towards. His impact in the game is a kind of interesting, really good on defense. Surprising with the type of individual he is. He seems like I remember I was having a conversation with Armani a couple of weeks ago, months ago, maybe when we were talking about Scotty Barnes, and he's a special player for sure.
Yeah. I know what you're trying to get at there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then the other day I was with my boy and I was watching the game and he was the same thing. He said the same thing. He's like, yo, Scotty, he's defensively good, but he may not be all the way up there. I'm like, I
He
said
might
the
not. I
same
mean, if we're
shit.
I
gonna
will
be if
argue
we're gonna
that
be
makes him
fair,
better.
if we're gonna be fair, the majority of the NBA isn't. If we're gonna be completely honest with everyone, the
But Scott,
majority, and by the majority I mean more than half of these guys that are in the NBA are not really all there in the head. But come with a basketball in their hand, they're a fucking Albert Einstein. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's what they're paid these millions of dollars to do is to
Shit, yeah.
play
I mean, they
basketball.
ain't over here trying to educate you on history. So
True, true. But there's just some moments that you can tell where there's some NBA players who are just how can I say this for a better way? Have some education, and then others that are just maybe just having
I think what you're
uh
trying to say, Khalil, is intellectually deficient.
thank you. You know you're the
They're not.
word guy, bro. It's the
have
work
have you
walking
guys ever
encyclopedia.
seen that video of him talking to Giannis Antetokounmpo in the All Star game?
Yes,
Like I think in the
bruh.
pregame where he's talking about the
Yeah,
equipment
man.
manager. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And if the listeners, if you guys haven't seen that video, search up Scotty Barnes talks to Giannis, NBA All Star, and it's literally no more than a 30-second clip, and you will know exactly what Khalil's trying to say.
Yeah,
So
that's
reference
that's
that
the only
video.
thing.
Or when
Outside of
Scotty
that,
Barnes
defensive
gave
player of
Tyrese
the
Maxey
year.
a hug.
Oh my God, yes, bro.
Oh man.
Hey, but you know
Oh
what?
man.
Regardless or not, shout out Scotty Barnes. Good player.
Facts.
Speaking of
Come,
He,
rewards,
good
though.
guy.
Oh yeah, great guy, great guy. Speaking of rewards, though, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. When it comes to MVP, I'm curious, like, on what y'all thoughts are, because I actually was talking to my homie the other day, and I have a MVP in my opinion that
We,
I have, but I guess it's not really that popular of an opinion. But I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I feel like
I think
Cade
I know
should
where you're
get it.
going.
Cade should get it,
Yeah.
yeah,
bro.
I knew you were
Since
gonna say that.
since you brought up the MVPs, yeah, that's what I had on my list too for MVPs. I had really Cade, Luca, Nicola, SGA, and I don't know why I call him Nicola, but Jokic,
I mean that's his name.
SGA. That's what that yeah, but it just sounds weird saying
Yeah, it does.
Nicola.
It does.
But
Nicola.
yeah, that's who I have for really for MVP. And Jokic right now, he's obviously kind of close with the game, so that's why I might have kind of taken him out. Yeah, he's got triple double again average for the season, so that's obviously fantastic. That's I can't just say fantastic, but that's elite there. I mean, doing that at the center position, night in and night out, that's fire. SGA for obvious reasons, but he also too on that injury end. I don't know if he's at that the games played the minimum or at approaching it or anything. I didn't get a chance to look that up. But Luca and Cade are definitely up there. I mean, Luca obviously leading the league right now in scoring, and then you have Cade who not only is in top five in scoring, but also leading the league in assists. So yeah, I agree with you, Armani. I think that's a solid pick for MVP this year so far. So far, I should say.
So Armani has Cade. That's his lock. Who's your lock?
For me, that's who my lock was. It was
Cade?
honestly Cade. Yeah,
Oh,
Cade,
okay, okay.
because exactly that.
Yeah.
Because he's on a winning team. That's why I would feel like he would win it. Luca, he's close because he had points per game. He's at leading the league, but
I
he's
mean,
not
essentially, the
necessarily in
Lakers
a.
are not like a
They're
terrible
not
team on
out.
paper.
They're
So
they're
as of
they're not
now,
out.
so
They're not
yeah.
out. But when I look at the impact that Luca's bringing to the Lakers, and I look at the impact that Cade's doing to the Pistons, I feel like Cade's carrying a lot more. Luca's great. I'm not doing a
No,
disservice.
no,
I'm
no.
not
Yeah,
saying he's
you're
not a great player,
100% right
but
though. I agree.
I think
Yeah, I
Cade's
agree
doing a
too.
lot
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
So that's why I put Cade
And
there.
and I guess to tie in that with Cade, it's like I think that's gonna be the deciding factor on how far they can get in the playoffs. right?
Mm-hmm.
When you really
Yeah.
think about it, the Pistons don't really have a true number two player that they could depend on when Cade doesn't got it
Yeah,
going on. You know
that's
what I'm
That's
true.
the
saying?
truth.
And
That's
and
true.
and that's why no matter what, as of now, I am not sold on how much they could be successful come playoff time because they don't have a true number two. Right? This is why they have to make a splash, cash your chips in, right? These young assets that you have, the picks that you guys have, you need to cash it in, and you got to get another number two because Cade is not. If you only depend on one guy, and I'm not saying that he can't be that number one player that doesn't need a number two, but if we go back in time, all the greats from these championship teams always had a number two. When you think about them, when you think about those teams, when you think about Jordan, yeah, Scottie Pippen was never at the level of a Cade Cunningham, right? Like in this, like offensively talented, and he Cade can go to probably almost every other team, right? And be the number one. Scottie just never had those intangibles, if we're going to be honest. So he needs someone like that though, where you could be like, oh yeah, it's gonna be Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and company are gonna come and play these guys come in the first round. It's just Cade Cunningham.
You don't think Asar could develop to that point?
Mm, I
By
don't think
now, by
Asar's.
now he should have already shown that, and I don't think he's shown that enough yet. Can he?
I think he's a more
Yes.
defensive player than he is an
Yeah.
offensive player.
Yeah.
If
He's
anything, the
He
number
a,
did
two
though.
could be. If anything, number two, I'd probably say is Duran,
and you
maybe.
can't depend on a center like that. He's
Oh
not off.
no.
He's
Yeah.
not. He's not talented like a Shaq, a Jokic, a Hakeem, or
If
some
I
of
was them,
these.
I would really, and this is the only thing I'll say with if I was them, I'd really go and consider getting Michael Porter Jr.
I mean,
I
they
think
were
that
linked. They were linked to him like throughout all of the start of this season. Once his name started being brought up as like, oh, he's gonna be like a dangling trade piece for the Nets. I thought that's where he was gonna land. It was either gonna be there or Golden State, in my
I
opinion.
think
And he
that's a
didn't.
good piece.
They
Michael
didn't even
Porter
make
Jr.
a
I like that.
they
That's
didn't even
Yeah, I
dope.
make
think
a
that's a good
splash
piece.
for him. And to be honest with you, I love me some Tobias Harris. Shout out my boy T Harris, aka J Cole. But it. I just think that holding on to a guy like that, I think the reason why they didn't make a trade was they didn't want they didn't want to mess up the chemistry that they had going on
True.
and bring in a guy that's just offensive minded. Tobias Harris,
And he's
I
injury
mean,
prone too.
and he's injury prone.
That's true.
Tobias Harris is at least available. He's a veteran, like a
Mm-hmm.
true vet in this league still.
Mm-hmm.
And he could he's gonna make the right basketball play. When it's all said and done, he's gonna make the right basketball play. It may not be offensively where he's putting up numbers, but he'll make the right pass, he'll make the right pick, he'll make the right defensive switches. He'll just know what to do to set the team up for success. And I don't think Michael Porter Jr. has that. I just think that they need to get a guy like that could be a spark plug and just knock down shots when they need it, because they lost out on that with Malik Beasley, sorry. And they try to get that back in the forms of a Karis LeVert and a Duncan Robinson, and neither of the two has had any. They haven't had a game close to how Malik Beasley had with the Pistons last season.
Yeah,
So
Duncan
you're
for
right.
me,
You
Robinson
all.
been hooping though.
he's been doing his thing
He's been
finally. Yeah, he
hooping.
started off slow, but I mean, he's still not Malik Beasley. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Malik
for
Beasley
sure,
is
for
still
sure.
more athletic, so you could depend on him to finish more around the basket. Duncan Robinson, if it ain't a shot behind the arc, you ain't getting much production out of him. If we're gonna be honest.
Yeah, facts.
So when it's all said and done, though, my pick, because I know he's gonna come back soon, and he's still gonna be within those games where he still qualifies, like how Khalil mentioned earlier. I still got SGA.
Yeah, that's
I still got
solid.
SGA. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I just think he's gonna take it again. It'd be a shocker if he doesn't.
Why though?
But
Why over Cade?
why over Kato? I mean, because overall, I mean, the team is just the team without him just looks the offense just looks a little stagnant. They look a little lost out there. I'm not saying that the Pistons won't be like that without a Cade, but I just think SGA, when it's all said and done, just the production that he brings, the way how he sets his team up for success, it just looks sexier, right, than Cade, and that's just it, right? Like if it was, I mean, you can't really. I wouldn't even say Cade deserves like a most improved, because obviously he would have already won that going into last or after last year. He would have won that,
We'll
but
get to that one. We'll get
yeah,
to
no,
that
no.
one.
But I'm saying like if I still don't think he deserves that, because by now he should have already won it, because he's already been doing this 3 years in a
Oh
row.
yeah,
He's been
nah. He
showing
shouldn't be most
improvements
improved.
every year, so there's
Yeah.
no reason for him to win it. But I just think overall SGA is still the leading candidate when it's all said and done. Um, Jokic, the only reason, like how Armani said, the reason why he won't win it is because probably he's already missed a decent amount of games, and I think him not being available right now, even after All Star break, it's hurting them. As you guys saw, I don't know if you noticed, yesterday they lost against the Warriors. I think they blew the lead against
Yeah.
Golden State. So
Hmm.
it shows that without Jokic, they can't manage the offense. They can't even manage the defensive spots without a Jokic. And I mean, hey, Aaron Gordon is also a big piece of that team. And without him, they're not going to go far just as a team overall. So I think that, fully healthy, they're still a scary team, but they have to be fully healthy. They can't be 80%. They have to be 100% healthy for them to really make a splash come playoff time. Now, two guys that I think deserve, that I think you both mentioned, like didn't mention, that I think deserve consideration, and I'm sorry, not two, three guys that deserve recognition for just at least to be in the conversation is Jalen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, and Anthony Edwards. Those three deserve conversation. It's a tight race on
Really?
MVP. Yes, bro.
Anthony Edwards, really?
Anthony Edwards. Look
I
at his
don't know.
numbers. Look at his numbers. Just look at his numbers. Numbers don't lie. Just look at them. That's all I'm gonna say. Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah,
Donovan
but
Mitchell has shown night in and night out with the banged up Cavs team, has shown that he's still willing, he could carry that team, and he's shown it. And that goes back to all the other debates we've had in previous episodes. Remember, Armani, that we had with Khalil, that
oh
it was
yeah,
never
yeah.
him. It was never him being the problem in Utah when it comes to playoff time. It was always the rest of the team and the coaching that didn't allow them to go, because he always performed
I
come
mean,
playoff time.
they're
And
playing
he
great. Don't get me wrong. All three are playing great, but to me, I feel like there's levels to this. You know what I mean? Like, I feel
Same.
like they're great,
No, yeah,
but
yeah,
when
yeah.
it
There
comes to
there's
the
there is
MVP
levels.
conversations, like, I feel like that conversation is reserved for a select few. And yes, I mean, obviously on the MVP leaderboard, they're going to be on the top 10 or whatnot. But in terms of the real conversation, they're honorable mentions. But
You
I
could
don't
only really
think
truly mention three people when it comes to like the real conversation, for sure.
I would say
You could only
four.
mention
I would say
three.
four.
Eh. But the thing is, it's scary, right? Because right now with the odds of the MVP, you got Shea leading the way, then Jokic, then Cade, then Victor Wembanyama. Those are the top four. Now, all
Shea
four of those
too.
guys, all four. That's what I said. I said Cade third.
No, no Shay. I said Shay.
No, yeah, Shea's number one.
Oh, I
He's right
thought you
now
meant
leading
Shay.
with the odds.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So it's
Okay.
Shea, Jokic, Cade, and then Wemby. So out of those four, I would say. I mean, I don't know how many. I don't even know how many games has Cade missed a decent amount of games this year, or no? Or am I tripping?
No, nah, he's been
No.
playing.
So pretty much he's the only one out of the
Eyes
top
open.
four, right now, that has not missed as many games as either one of the other three. Now, if let's just by say, you just never know, right? Knock on wood, because I don't wish no injury upon any of these guys, especially because all these top four guys are all their teams are within the top, what, three in each conference respectively. Then if three out of those four miss the certain that threshold, then at that point it's fuck it. There's no conversation. At that point, it's just Cade got it, like hands down at that point. But then boom, that's where if Cade's game just starts to kind of dip a little bit, right, just a little bit, and let's just say Luca, for example, because Luca's fifth right now in the odds. Luca just fucking goes bananas for the rest of the season and just keeps the Lakers. He improves them. They go from, I think, because right now currently I think they're seventh or sixth in the West. Then he puts some
Fifth.
finishing or fighting within the fifth, finishing within the top four of the West. Then at that point, I mean, shit, the conversation needs to be had, and that is the reasoning on why I brought up those other three in Jalen Brown, Mitchell, and Edwards, because Khalil already mentioned Luca. Um, so that's why I mentioned the other three, because then at that point, if those other three in the top four that I mentioned fall off just based off the game because they missed the minimum game threshold, then at that point those guys are in that conversation. If Cade's game starts to
Yeah,
dip,
I
because if
mean,
Cade continues to play the way he is, then Cade got it by a
yeah, I
Need
mean,
to
mile.
if
slow it down
injuries
for
happen,
Cade.
but I think regardless of injury, in my opinion, Cade has been the most impactful in general.
Same.
Well,
Like
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah,
Cade,
needs
no,
in
it.
yeah.
terms of impact honestly, and y'all could correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't seen one weakness from Cade this year. Like he could
Not
score
this
from
year.
all three
Not
levels.
this year.
I'd probably
He's a
say
great playmaker. He's a great
Yeah.
ball handler. He's a good finisher. Like he doesn't really have any weaknesses, and he's carrying that team without a
And,
second option to the first seed.
and can I say this
I
one
don't
thing that I think
see.
a lot of people are not giving him credit for, which I'm sure you guys would agree once I mention it, is I'm loving the fact that he's becoming a leader right before our own
Yep,
eyes.
the leadership. Yep,
Vocally out on the bench, out on the floor, and just and by the way how he's playing, he's leading by example. And for him to do that at the age that he's doing it at, bro, it's like, dude, Detroit's front office has to make sure they do everything in their power to continue to build around that kid, man. Because I mean, Detroit got it. Detroit got it. They got all the pieces that they need to stay contending for years, and they could only fuck it up.
yeah,
exactly.
that's a
So,
fact. So moving on then, because we seems like so you got your final person you said was SGA, and then me and Armani got Cade. All right,
yep.
for MVP. So
But
we
I'm
gonna
not mad
move
at the
to
K pick
MIP.
though.
MIP most improved player. Who you got, Lou?
Most improved. I mean, shit, man. My heart wants to say, my boy Anthony Black, man. That's what my heart tells me.
I
But
think you know who the real pick is, though.
yeah, 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 yeah. All right, relax.
who,
Um,
who you think I'm thinking?
huh?
Who you think I'm thinking?
Well, I mean, it has to be. It has to be either what's it called? I'm drawing a blank. It's either has to be Denny Advia, Jalen Johnson, or Keontae
Okay,
George.
two, two.
Keontae.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I
I
think
forgot about
that
Keontae.
I think Keontae George, I think has it by a smidge over Denny. Jalen Johnson to me, it's like there's no real reason why he should be on that. I look, I have a very
Oh,
with the most improved award. I have a very weird way of looking at it, and I don't. The guy just never really had a chance in the beginning when he first got drafted, right? So if he would have gotten the opportunity from the moment he got drafted, we probably could have started seeing the you know the Jalen Johnson that we all know now. We could have already seen glimpses of it, and really didn't start seeing it until last year, and it wasn't even in the beginning of last year. It took a minute, right? And then, but luckily, he carried it on, and he's been having a great season. I mean, he was a first-time All-Star, so kudos to him. I love Jalen Johnson, but Denny Advia has been in the league for a while now. He got his opportunity, or not only got his opportunity, but he also improved because he was not playing in this type of way of basketball when he was in Washington or his first year over there in Portland. And Keontae George, uh, like it's showing now because I think he's missed the last few games as well. Even going to the last couple of games before the All Star break, he's been missing games, but it's showing with Utah that without him on the court, it's hurting them. So that's why for me it's a tight battle between Keontae George and Denny Avia. I wouldn't be mad at whoever wins it, but if I had to choose, if I was a voter, I'm voting for Keontae George.
What
but
about you?
Keontae
What's
George was better than both of them last year.
Yeah, but the way how he's leveled up his game, he's playing 10 times better. If you could put it up to 100, he's playing 100 times better than he played last year. Like he's a guy that it's like, bro, he's playing like this now. Give him a whole nother offseason where he could, improve his game and just get healthy. Imagine how he's going to come back next year, especially with assuming that they get another like top 5 pick and adding that person onto the mix.
Yeah, but that's
Jaren
next
Jackson
year.
Jr. last next year. No, I don't know, I know, but I'm saying like I just think that I just think he got it. Like I'm shocked that like Anthony Black is not even on that list.
Would you say okay? So let me ask you this: would you say Denny and Jalen Johnson is better than Keontae right now?
Honestly, right now, I would say all three of them are pretty much playing at a level where both all those the respective teams that they play for need them. So that's why I can't really say like, oh, they're playing better than him. But I just love what I've been seeing from Keontae George, and he's doing it with a team like Utah. You know what I mean? Like Utah has other names on that team, but you would expect like a Laurie Markkinen to be the leading guy on that team, and or and at least at this point now, I mean, I know he's hurt, but Jaren Jackson Jr. and they just picked him up, but he's out for the rest of the season. So I think that Keontae George, once he gets back from this injury, I think he's just gonna come back and pick up where he left off. Like I don't know.
And here's why I asked though. The reason why I'm saying that is because for that reason, I will put Keontae third. I'll put Jalen and Denny above him. Reason why I say that is because to me, last year Keontae was better than both of them. And this year, at bare minimum, they're all even. But in my opinion, I would say Denny and Jalen Johnson have been better than Keontae, just to me. So that's why I feel like in terms of improvement, they've shown the most improvement from last year to this year, which is why it's a toss up between Denny and Jalen Johnson. At first, I was gonna say like just Jalen Johnson, but when you mentioned Denny, I ain't gonna lie, I completely forgot Denny. So yeah, Denny and it's a toss up to me between them two.
I did forget about Denny as well, to be honest with you. I was
Damn,
gonna go aim for
everybody
Jalen
forgot
Johnson.
about Danny.
I
That's
completely
only
forgot about
because
Denny, bro.
they it's because it's Portland, man. I'm not gonna lie. Those West Coast teams, especially if they're not like I guess you could say they're not powerhouse teams. Like I'm not really thinking about Portland to do anything at all. So I completely forgot about them. But yeah, it's a solid pickup. But I'm gonna have to go Jalen Johnson for that. Just simple fact that he's averaging a double double right now. I mean, he's pretty much leading his team at yeah, you could almost say he's averaging almost a triple double. He's got 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. I mean, to be doing that at his age, and for a franchise that considering that he kind of low key just took over and then essentially he was injured last season and then came back and is doing what he's doing. I mean, I'm gonna have to go with Jalen Johnson on that one.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that most improved race, it's like it's a tight one between those three. If we're gonna be honest, I don't think that because I'm looking
What are
at
the
the odds.
stipulations on the
I'm
most
looking at
improved
the
player, by the
odds.
way?
I'm looking at the odds, and Jalen Duren is actually third, and Nikhil Alexander Walker is number four. And I think that Nikhil Alexander
Interesting.
Walker last year had a great. That's the reason why he got the bag that he got this offseason with the
Yeah,
Hawks.
that's
There's no
weird.
reason for him to be on that list. Nikhil, he's always been serviceable, right? And
Exactly.
Jalen Duren, I mean, I guess he is having a great year. I mean, first time
But
All
he was
Star.
good last year.
But
Like
yeah,
he
exactly. He was decent enough last year. So for me, it's kind of like, what the fuck is he
they
like? It should
people weren't
be.
paying attention to
That's what
him.
it
That's
was.
why. That's
That's what
what
it
it was.
was.
Him and the kill, they weren't paying attention. So now that they're
Yeah.
paying attention a little bit, now they see, oh, these guys are good. Oh, they're most
Yeah.
improved. It's like, no, they were good last year. Y'all just wasn't paying attention.
And
That's all
sorry,
that is.
off the topic just a little bit. This is more for Armani because I know this is your boy. But Caleb Williams, the UNC star that got injured a few weeks ago, is scheduled to come back from his hand injury March 7th against Duke.
Caleb Wilson?
Caleb Wilson.
Oh,
Did I say?
you said
Did I
Caleb
say?
Williams. That's why I was like
You
Caleb
said
Oh,
Williams.
Williams.
yep. He's coming back. He's gonna play quarterback for the for
Yeah, I
the
was
North
like,
Carolina Tar
that's.
Heels. Oops.
I was
I was
like,
about
yo,
to
what the
say, like,
heck? That boy
what?
big sports. Nah, yeah, Caleb
uh,
Wilson. Yeah, he's so nice, bro. He's gonna be nice.
yeah.
But okay, that's lit though.
Yeah, just a little
That's
breaking
lit.
news. It literally, I'm looking at I was looking at the odds for the most improved, and that popped up. So I just wanted to share. But moving on.
I can't believe Nikhil's on that list and
Yeah,
Jalen
neither
Duran.
do
I
I.
can't. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Neither
so
do fucking
odd,
I.
honestly. That's what I was saying. Like, what are the stipulations when it comes to most improved player? Like, is it based upon like that? Is there a certain tenure? Like, if you over a certain amount of years, you can't get it anymore, or is it like if you genuinely
I
have
don't
just a
know.
better season than you did last year, then you're considered? Because the
That's a
reason
good
why I
question.
asked that is one of the people that I had for most improved player was actually Jalen Brown, just because of how he's
Mm.
leading this team is what I had on there. I know you guys mentioned not too long ago for him for considerations for MVP. I don't think MVP just quite yet. Yeah, he's that
Oh,
caliber
I
kind
didn't
of
say that.
player. I think Lou had mentioned it though.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
Lou
So,
did.
but I think more for MIP really because of no one really expected the Celtics to be top three really this season. So the fact that Jalen Brown was able to pick up the team and literally carry it on his back and lead the team how he is, I mean, he's improved in his rebounding, rebounds a game. His scoring's gone up by I think about 8 points, which is honestly in the NBA is not very easy to do over a season. So I was putting him down honestly, but I don't know what the stipulations are for the MIP. Like, I don't know if that's like if you're in the league for a certain amount of time, like you can't get it anymore. Because Julius Randle at one point he got that shit, and when he was playing with the Knicks, and at that point he had been in the league what 8 plus years, I think, or am I bugging? He'd been in the league for a while at that point.
Who?
Yeah, no, yeah, I don't think it
Julius
really has
Randle.
much to do with your tenure. I
Yeah,
think it's
no, it
more so
doesn't.
like younger players normally make the most improvement, which is
Yeah.
why they, they're usually in that race. Jalen Brown is an interesting pick. Like, honestly, I kind of like it now that I think about it. Because when I think about Jalen Brown, like I'm like, okay, but he was already good. Like he was already All Star. I think he might have made an All NBA team. I can't remember for sure. But you're right. Like the jump from last year to this year was definitely a huge jump. My only argument to that will be is similar to the Nikhil Alexander Walker situation, where maybe it's not that he made more improvement. I think it's more
Mm,
so he just got more opportunity because obviously with Jason Tatum
no
being
Tatum.
injured,
True.
so that's
Yes.
why
Solid.
that would be my only argument to that. But I mean that's an interesting pick. I actually kind of like it.
Yeah, he won. He made the All NBA second team in 2023.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Finals MVP too. So
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
clearly
and
he was
True.
that boy was
and
doing something right.
yeah, yeah, no, for sure. And Khalil, just so you kind of know, I looked it up. So just so for according to what it says here, the NBA's Most Improved Player Award is presented annually to a player deemed to have made the most significant progress during the regular season compared to previous years. Now, and back in the 23-24 season, the NBA started where players they set the rule where players have to appear in at least 65 regular season games to be eligible for the award. So that means that more than likely we all might be wrong, right, on who's going to be
Oh yeah, I'm
qualifying
not even thinking
because
about that. Yeah.
Denny, and it's funny that I mentioned that part because I'm as I was reading this, I got an alert
Hmm.
because I have Denny Avia as in one of my fantasy leagues, and he's out again today. He's been out for a while now, so I think he's pushing it close to that minimum game
65
requirement.
game rule.
Yep. And I think Duran has missed some time too, and then obviously with that also it takes into account with the suspensions that were handed out recently due to
Hmm.
those brawls that
The
the
NBA fights.
yeah.
Fight night.
And okay, so it's the requirements in games played, minimum minutes. So to count towards a 65 game minimum, a player must play at least 20 minutes in the game for them to
Damn, so much
qualify.
specifics.
Statistical growth, role expansion, third slash fourth year trend. While it's not an official rule, the award often goes to players in their third or fourth years or first time All Star years. And the team success, not that that is accounted for, but it's not
Ooh,
mandatory.
I
But
just thought about somebody when you said that.
voters tend to favor players whose improvement directly contributes to their team becoming more competitive, usually on teams with 34 plus wins.
I just thought of somebody when you said first time All Star, Jamal Murray.
He's had his best season this year, which is crazy to say, but you're
Hmm.
right.
I
Statistically,
think
he's
he
had
could
the
get
best
it.
season,
I
and that's
feel you,
crazy.
Armani.
That's
I
crazy
feel
to
you.
think.
That's
That's
Spider said
crazy.
everything.
But tell me not though. It's crazy to think that he's having a more better statistical year than the year that he had in the bubble. Because if you really think back and
That bubble was
look
crazy.
at the numbers, not even just how he played in the bubble, even though that he and Donovan Mitchell went
They
crazy
were
in the
going
bubble.
off.
But
Going
before
off.
the season got postponed, he was going bananas too.
That's
And
right.
then
I
in
do
the
remember
bubble
that.
he went off. And then of course after that, he I think the whatever year it was that they won their first championship, right after that he just had mediocre seasons. One season I think he was
Hmm.
out too because of his ACL. I think he tore his ACL or something like that. And then he came back and he just wasn't really himself yet. He was productive to an extent, but just wasn't the Jamal Murray from the past. And then this season, that dude just said, "Fuck it, I'm back, baby."
Yeah,
Shout
he
out,
might be a solid winner for that one.
yeah, shout out Jamal Murray, man.
I like that pick, honest. That's my dark horse pick because only because of the stipulations that you mentioned, and then first time All Star, and then now that I'm thinking about it too, with you saying like with the ACL injury coming back from that, had a shaky season, that he could be in
But
that
the team has
award
always been
talk.
competitive, so I don't think that's the reason they won't give him that award because of that.
Yeah, I get, but I mean,
That's the only
I don't
reason
know.
why voters won't vote for him, because of that reason only. They're like, oh no, this guy's been on a winning team. This guy goes to,
Yeah, but
at the
it's at
time, let's
that
just
point it's a
say,
player award though. So
no, I
wouldn't
know.
it be more looked at the player as opposed to
You're
just the
yes,
team
but the
overall?
reason why that player is improving, and he's also, and the reason why this player, whoever it is that they give the award to, the reason why we're giving so and so this award is because not only has he improved, but look at how good his team got. Because of like how much better he's gotten with the role expansion and all that shit, and then so that's the only reason why he won't get that award. Because if we're gonna be honest, if that is the reason why, I mean, at that point, then those guys do deserve to be a little ahead of him. Maybe not Jalen Duren, because Jalen Duren by himself can't do shit. If we're gonna be honest, no shots on him. But
Yeah,
as
that's a
being a big
fact. He's
man
a
with
defensive
that's
player, really.
yeah, being a big man that's
Yeah, he's
limited
a
with certain
Derek
He needs
things.
Lively, a Daniel Gafford. He's that
Yeah.
exactly
archetype.
what I was
Well,
about to
I mean,
say.
he's
Yeah,
better. He's better.
No, I'm saying he's
he's
that
better than
archetype. He's
Oh
like
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
mold of a
he's a
Right, right,
player.
lob
right. Yeah.
threat. He's like that lob threat, but also defensive
Hmm.
mind. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And I mean, if
essentially
we're gonna be
what he
honest
is.
too, I mean, Ryan Rollins, you got to consider him in that conversation over Jamal Murray, because I mean, Jamal Murray's has always been
Uh,
good. Ryan
I
Rollins was
think
a
Jamal Murray, the reason why I wouldn't put him in most improved conversations is because he's always been this good. Like y'all just said, we
yeah,
seen it in the bubble. Like we seen this in the finals and that playoff run. He's always been this good. It's just he'll have
yeah,
like
but
down
first time All
years and
Star.
then he'll have times where he would get hurt and then now he has to recover and train and get back to the level that he always was, and now we're seeing it. Yes, he's a first time All Star. I know that, but I don't think he's a first time All Star because he necessarily got so much better than what he was before. I think honestly it's less comp, just slightly less comp in the guard role. And you know he ended like you said, Khalil. This is his best
That's
year. Don't
fair.
get me wrong. This is
That's
his
fair.
best year for sure. But I think he's always basically been this good. He just had some down moments, and now he's back up basically.
That's fair. I'll give you that one. I'll give you
yeah.
that one. And then last but not least, we're gonna pop it off here with the rookie of the year. Who y'all got? Armani?
Well, we're missing two. We're missing like three awards.
No, 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 I was only just gonna go through those. I didn't want to go through like the six man and all the other ones. Just yeah, I just wanted to cover just those.
Oh,
So
okay.
far for me, rookie of the year, honestly, it's a two-man race between Khan and Cooper,
Yeah.
which is crazy because they were teammates last year at Duke. So goes to tell
Hey
you how
man,
good that Duke team was.
John Shire
But
did
if
his shit last year
you said
with them
what?
boys.
Facts.
John
John
Shire
Shire.
developed them boys. He did good develop like having them NBA ready.
Oh yeah,
Hmm?
Maluwalk too. Come on, Maluwalk too. The on the Suns,
Yeah,
the
he just
big man
hasn't
on the
gotten
Suns,
the
him
he
too.
just hasn't gotten the op.
Yeah, exactly. But if you put a gun in my head and it made me choose one, I would choose I would choose Coop, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I would choose Coop because the thing with Concanipple is like he's honestly already one of the best shooters in the league as a rookie, and he's probably gonna break that 3 point record.
Yeah, 100%.
That for the rookies. So that's great. But I think as an all around player, Cooper Flag has just been so good this year, bro. Especially with like the way he started. I know a lot of people, I know you, especially like you two, you guys didn't think he was like playing that
I
well.
wasn't sold on
And
him.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I wasn't
you know
either.
you
No,
wasn't
no.
sold on him. And since then, like he's raised his game so much
Yeah.
more, especially after Jason Kidd put the ball in his hands more and he started
Yep.
developing more of his playmaking and ball handling skills and running an offense. Cooper Flag is one of those guys where it's like it's I don't really see too many weaknesses in the long term. Like, bro, he's developing so well. He's athletic, high motor. He's playing great defense. Like I say, he's running offense, handling the ball, playmaking, scoring now. Like he beat some of LeBron's youngest player to score a certain amount of points records. So if I had to say all around who's been the best rookie this year, I gotta give it to Coop, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
I'm not even gonna like say much. I think it's the same exact thing. It's a two-man race, Khan
Yeah,
and Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag would legitimately have to be out for the rest of the year, or when he comes back from this injury, because I think he's nursing an injury too, right? At the moment.
yeah.
Oh
And
yeah,
and
he
I
Because
is.
he didn't
and
play All Star.
yeah, so I think that if he were to not come back and play the exact same way, and Khan continues to play that way how he's been playing, then at that point, obviously Khan will take it. Um, but as of right now, yeah, gun to my head, I'm gonna choose Coop. Going back to what Armani said, I'm man enough to say I'm biting my words. and Cooper Flag has proved me wrong. And I will say, once Anthony Davis went down with that hand injury before he got traded, when he really, like, at that point internally, you could just tell that the writing was on the wall. Like, yo, he's gonna be out this year. Like, we're not gonna wait till the
Yeah.
offseason. We're gonna trade him even if it's for a bag of chips. We're letting him out. And this is your fucking team now. No Kyrie, just because of the injury still, and it's already been confirmed he's not coming back this year. And more than likely during the offseason, they're just gonna ship him off. So it's kind of like, all right, hey, it's a wash season. Do what you have to do, improve, make the mistakes you got to make, learn from those, go off,
It's your
break
team.
records. You know what I mean? Just go crazy. Learn your teammates more that you know is going to be here next year, and just do you. And I think that he took that and he ran with it, and that's what a franchise player does, and he's proven that. And going back to like the whole LeBron comparison, I saw something where it was a chart of their rookie year, and I think Cooper Flag, outside of the actual points, and it wasn't by much, it was by less than 4 points. He has everything better than LeBron: field goal percentage, rebounding, assists, free throws, 3 point, everything other than the actual points he has. And it's not even by a lot. But if you give me a better efficiency than like Cooper Flag has over a rookie LeBron James, and if he continues to just improve his game the way how he has been all year long, the league's in trouble. Because this kid is fucking tall, long, long wingspan, athletic, and he could, like how Armani said, no weakness in his game. He could do it all.
Bro,
So
to me,
Cooper
he's
Yeah,
Flag,
like a mix
Cooper
of.
Cooper Flag for
Oh,
Rookie of the Year.
yeah, and the scary thing before we get Khalil's opinion really quick, to me, bro, his archetype is similar to like a Lamar Odom mixed with like a Andre Karolinko, but like on
That's crazy.
steroids. Like
That's a
that's
crazy
his
comparison.
archetype, which is it's crazy. Like I know a lot of
what a
young
cross!
people don't
What a
remember those players and haven't seen them, but that mix is Cooper Flag, bro, and he's like he's gonna be a problem going forward.
I
But
mean,
yo,
if we're gonna
Pay,
be honest,
who's your
you
rookie
gotta
of the
add a
year?
better shooter in there because neither of those two were good
Oh yeah,
shooters. And
yeah.
at least
Oh,
Cooper Flag could knock them bitches down.
Karolinko,
He was alright.
Karolinko,
He was alright. He was alright. I
he's
remember
good
some
enough.
AK-47, bro. AK-47 was a dog, but I don't think worth. I think Cooper Flag has some beat with shooting.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're not
yeah.
gonna get any argument from me on that one, Armani. I agree. It's gonna have to be Cooper Flag. I had Conklin as a definitely my 1B option as far as like rookie of the year. Because I mean it's so hard to choose between the two because they are both really nice. But when you factor in the role that Cooper Flag is playing on his team as opposed to the role that maybe a Conklin is gonna be playing on his team, obviously you got Lamelo who's the number one option. But now in Dallas you have Cooper Flag, who's number one option, and he's leading the team very well. He's handling it in the beginning of the season. I didn't think it was that great. Obviously, there was a couple of role issues because they were putting him in different positions to, I guess, fill out what they didn't have. And going into this season up until this point now, yeah, I definitely got him as rookie of the year. He's facilitating very well. He can shoot the ball extremely well at being contested too. Even so, yeah, he's up there. I'm gonna give him rookie of the year on that one for sure.
So Andre
And really
Kirilenko,
quick,
before we move on, Andre
oh, go ahead.
Kirilenko finished off his career at a whopping 31% from the 3 point line. That's not good.
Sheesh.
Yeah, yeah, that's
His
true.
best
That's
year, his
true.
best year was 07-08 back when he was in Utah. And that was 37%. See, if that was his career, I would be like, okay, that's not bad. But 31%, bro, that's for the amount of years he was in the league. That's not the best. But that's not what he was known for. So I'm not even like I'm not knocking him. I grew up during my era of basketball. Andre Kirilenko was one of them ones. Like people feared that man. Like that was a two-way motherfucker at like, to say the least. And he was one of the pioneers when it became like, oh, two-way guy, boom, that's the type of guy you want on the team. But yeah, anyways,
Facts. And really quick, in terms of rookies, someone that I want to give a lot of like credit to that people are gonna look at the
I
stats and
already
be
know where you're
like,
going to.
oh, like his stats aren't there. But if you watch him, bro, Dylan Harper, bro. Dylan
Oh, I thought you were
Harper.
gonna say VJ Edgecombe.
Nah, because everyone knows VJ Edgecombe is nice. Like we all know VJ is nice.
Well, not
But
nice
in
enough to
terms of like,
be winning Rookie of the Year or even being in that race.
He'll be in
for
the
sure.
race,
And
Oh yeah,
but I
he's
don't
he's
VJ's
think.
third.
having a
He's
better
third
year
in
than
the odds
Dylan
right now.
Harper. No,
Yeah, he'll be
yeah,
in the race, but he
DJ
won't win
he's
though.
having a better year. Reason why I want to shout out Dylan Harper though, is because if Dylan Harper had the opportunity that those other guys have, he will
Yeah,
also
he
be in
be.
that race, bro. He will
He
I
could
probably
have,
be
yeah.
agree.
competing with Coop for Rookie of the Year. Like, bro, when it comes to his finishing, like with
Yeah.
any hand, his ball handling, getting to the rim, the mid range, the playmaking, like
Mm.
Dylan Harper is nice. And that's also part of the reason why I really wanted them to trade for Giannis and send that second pick to the Bucks, because I wanted to see Dylan Harper have that opportunity. Because honestly, how it's looking with how Stephon Castle and De'Aaron Fox are playing, he's never really gonna get that opportunity with the Spurs. So that's someone I want to shout out, even though he's not really in the race. Because if you watch the Spurs, Dylan Harper is nice, bro. He just needs to
Yeah, no,
have
he's
more
good.
opportunity.
And it's crazy to think right now in the odds, he's not even top 5, which is crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah, nah,
You got
yeah.
Cooper Flag, Con Knipple, VJ Edgecombe, Derek Queen, and Cedric Coward.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about the Derek Queen. Derek Queen's been doing
Oh
really
yeah,
solid things for New
yeah,
Orleans,
yeah,
triple
he is.
doubles and shit. He's been doing really good as a rookie
Cedric
over there,
Howard
especially
too.
considering all the things.
He just, you know what
Who?
the thing is, the problem with Derek Queen is, I just think that he still looks a little immature to me. He still
Oh,
seems
it's
like he
because
He's a
he
doesn't
got a
take the
rookie.
baby
games.
face.
Yeah, no, it's not even
That's
that.
what it
No,
is.
you could see, you could see the,
On the court, you're talking about? Like what he does? Is that what you mean?
yeah, just like like the way how his body language at times when things aren't going his way, and he's had great games. Don't get me wrong, he's had games where you're like, oh shit. But he's had some bad games, and in those bad games, it's like he just lets a few bad possessions get to him. I know that comes with experience. That he'll get over those things. But I mean, man, you're on a team where you could literally become, at this point, anyone in New Orleans could become that guy. I'm not gonna argue with anyone else in the future. Zion Williamson, I don't care. He is not the guaranteed guy over there in New Orleans. No
Oh
one
nah.
is.
Mm-mm.
So for me,
No.
Derek Queen could be
It's
that
open
guy.
door over there.
Jeremiah Fears could be that guy. It could be Trey Murphy, but more than likely Trey Murphy's out throughout the summer, just so they could
He's
take
older
advantage.
too.
You know what I mean? Exactly. But for the future, Derek Queen could take over that team. So you have to start showing that, and they have solid vets on that team.
Derek
So it's
Queen
kind
could
of
do
like,
what Jalen Johnson did to Trey, technically,
yeah,
in a
or
sense.
just have an emergence type of next season like a Jalen Johnson, but that's left to be seen.
True, true, true.
Jeremiah Fears, and he's showing flashes, but that motherfucker is so inefficient, bro.
Yeah, and he's a
That's his
hothead,
problem.
bro. Like, you're a rookie coming into
Yeah.
the league ready to fight everyone and their moms. Like, bro, chill the fuck out.
Hey,
I'm
zero
so glad you
fears.
guys brought that up because that's actually exactly what I was going to talk about next. Yo, these
I
NBA
did that on
fights
purpose.
lately, man. I see that. I see that.
Hmm?
Somebody's following the script.
Yeah, the NFL
Yo,
script, baby.
so that shit is crazy, man. These fights this season have been insane. I think we've seen more fights
Wild.
this season than we've had in the past
Bing, bing,
couple of
bing.
seasons. I mean, we got Scottie Pippen versus Myron Gardner. Yeah, Miles Bridges with Isaiah Stewart, Lou Dort, Jeremiah Fears, and then obviously the Jose Alvarado with
Speaking of the
that
devil,
with that hook from Mark Williams.
hey,
Yo,
Michelob,
like
number 2.
Was that a
Uh,
real can or you did that with your mouth? Pause.
no, I did. I have a
whoa.
can. If we were doing this
Oh,
virtually,
I'm about to
I would have showed
say.
y'all. I wouldn't even try to cover the label. I'd just be like, yo, Michelob Ultra, come holla at the boys.
So they got my peanut butter whiskey.
But no, yeah, I like it. I think a lot of some. I will say some of these fights were unnecessary. They didn't have to turn out to be the way they are. I don't mind a little scuffle here and there, but then again, I'm torn, right? Because it's like it kind of sounds hypocritical coming from me after saying that, but it's like, bro, if you're gonna push somebody, like, be ready for whatever comes after that. Don't do that and then expect to be pushed back from or being held back by your teammates. Because and if that's the
Don't hold
case,
me
then
back.
you're just starting some shit to let your teammates handle that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened a lot with the Clippers back in the day when they had Matt Barnes, and Matt Barnes came out publicly and said he's like, I'm done fucking standing up for y'all and taking fines and shit. If y'all gonna get in someone's face, do something. You know what I mean? He's like as a teammate, I got your back. But don't have me become the bad guy because I'm known for this shit and stand up for you guys. And all you do is get in the guy's face, shove him, and then once everyone's holding you back, you're just kind of like, all right, whatever happens, happens after this. So I've seen that within these last couple years. We've seen that. Most
That's
notably,
true.
do you remember the infamous Jokic shot on, I don't know which one of the Morris twins that he did it in Miami?
Oh,
It
the
was
half court.
Markeith.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Markeith. So
when he
remember
came
when he
Yeah.
when he
did that
came
to
back and
Markeith?
hit him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tyler
Ran that man
Hero went up
over.
to him right after that, pushed him, but then as soon as I forgot, I don't know if it was Terry Rozier, I don't know who it was, but somebody else like held him back, and then after that he just stood back. It's like, why are you approaching him then? What are you gonna do? If you're not gonna swing back or push him back, then let Jokic and Markieff handle that shit. I get it. You're standing up for your teammate, but are you really? You know what I'm saying? If you're just gonna let your teammates hold you back and you're not gonna say shit, let at that point let them handle that. So that's why I'm okay with the whole, the Miles Bridges and well, let's just say the Hornets. Well, no, we'll say Miles Bridges and Pistons brawl because I didn't really see anybody else from Charlotte kind of help out Miles Bridges. The Scottie Pippen Jr. and Myron Gardner thing, it was a cheap shot from Myron Gardner. And then Scottie Pippen, probably he obviously got upset and
Yeah,
you know
he gonna get fined
went out
suspended for a hot minute because he took a little
probably.
minute to get over there and
Yeah. Like he went
start
over there
that
with it like premeditated. Like he
with
planned that shit out.
intentions.
Yeah.
Facts. He had intentions for
The
real.
Lou Dort Jeremiah Fierce thing, that Jeremiah Fierce has been doing that all season. Like he's an antagonizer, which I'm okay with, right? Because every team I think needs that. I miss that old school shit in basketball, right? That's where you bring in my boy Matt Barnes, guys like Tony Allen, guys like Pat Beverly. I think every team needs an enforcer, and to
Yeah, I
me,
agree.
Jeremiah Fierce,
It makes it entertaining. That's what the NBA
no,
wants to do. They
yeah,
want more fans to watch.
yeah,
So hey, it does
and
make it a little entertaining.
Jeremiah Fears is not the biggest guy on the court, even against his own competition, like the guys that are guarding him in his respective position. He's not the biggest of the biggest, so he wants to make sure that people don't little boy him, and I respect that too. But at some point, you have to, not for every single thing you gotta, throw the ball at somebody or get in the guy's face, shove him.
Yeah,
Like you don't have to do it with every fucking play because then all you're doing is you're just causing your team to get disgruntled. You blow the momentum of the game if your team is going, making a comeback or trying to hold a lead. And so I think like that's why at times you got to chill out. You got to pick your battles, and you don't got to do every single one. The only one I kind of like I'm valid for is a Jose Alvarado and Mark Williams. I mean that was a, after everything was, the I guess play or whatever blew over. He Jose Alvarado was minding his business. Wim was going to go talk to the ref, and then Mark Williams just shoves him from the back. He approaches him, then they kind of get tangled up, and Jose Alvarado obviously is he's a few inches shorter than Mark Williams, and bro, he did the overhand swing
so
and
facts.
still connected to the jaw. Shout out my
Yeah, that
boy
was.
Jose Alvarado.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I
What?
ain't gonna lie. That was tough. He's a Nick now, which is crazy
Oh,
because you already
bro,
know how the fans are
that's gonna
there.
ignite him to do that
But
shit again.
but before I get too sidetracked, though, I did want to ask y'all a quick question on the NBA fights because obviously in another sport they allow the players to fight, which is hockey. Do
Yeah,
you guys think that they should implement a rule where they just allow the scuffle to go on and then separate the
Hell no.
players?
nah,
Hell
nah, nah,
no. Because
nah.
the thing with hockey, they got gear and shit. They got
Yeah,
protective gear. Like NBA players don't got that. And yeah, like NBA, like they're athletes, bro. Like if they really punch you, like they could really hurt somebody. So
yeah. I
on a
mean, we all
serious
saw
note,
Malice in the
hell
Palace.
no.
We all saw that brawl
Yeah.
against the Nuggets and the Knicks
Eh,
back in the day too. These guys
Mm-hmm.
swing, and they when they connect, these guys that you could see it, right? They're gushing
yeah.
out blood. You know what I mean? They got a knot on their head, all that shit. And
Facts.
and and to be honest with you, I mean, the NBA it caters to multiple families. I would say it's safe to say that hockey doesn't really cater to a specific brand of a demographic. It's kind of like if you like us, you like us. If you don't, hey, watch another sport. So
The
they
Yep,
don't
I
really
funny is
agree.
care.
too, though, when it comes to the fighting is only cool if when you guys are actually hooping, everyone is playing harder. People
Yeah.
are playing tough defense. We're seeing full court presses. Like we're seeing hard fouls. Like I think that's when the fights actually make the game better. But if they're saying if we just seeing motherfuckers fight, get suspended and getting fined, and then the games look the same. Not to say that the games are bad now, but I'm saying like the intensity looks the same, then at that point the fights don't mean shit to me. But what I will say is I only watched one game live with the fights, which was the Hornets and Pistons game. And
Bro, you
after the
caught
fights
both of us off
happened,
guard when you said that shit.
yeah,
I remember.
yeah, I just happened to be watching the game. And the thing is with that game, once the fights happened, everyone was more intense. The play was more intense. Even the
Yeah.
coaches was getting into it. And to
Yeah,
me, that's what made it good. That's what made it fun. That's what made it entertaining. I didn't watch any of the other games, so I can't speak to those if that's what happened after that. But my point is, the fights are only good if it makes the play more intense. And so far, from what I've seen in that one game, it did. So hell,
You
let it
do see
happen.
that in hockey. You do see that in hockey. But if we're gonna be fair, in hockey, these guys don't get suspended. They don't get ejected. They just go to that penalty box and they come right
the
back
penalty box.
into the game. So
Exactly. That's why I said
therefore,
that.
and that's been hockey's pastime type of thing. So it's kind of like that to as of I mean, I don't see that shit going away from hockey. They let them actually fight for at least a few
They do.
minutes, and then
Mm-hmm.
or I think it's like 30 seconds, and it's like like the old school backyard shit. Hey, go out to the back,
Yeah.
box for 30 seconds, body shots only, and then that's it. It's squash after that. But in all these other sports, I mean, football, you could at least shove a little bit here and there. You could probably, you could probably get away with a smack. Just depends.
Depending,
Uh,
just no closed fist.
yeah, just
Don't
no
close
close
that
fist. You can get away
fist.
with like a smack on the helmet or some shit like that, but for the most part, a closed fist being swung, boom, the guy's
Yeah,
already like
ejection.
ejected out of the game. So and then
Mm-hmm.
may or may not be suspended for the following one. So it just really all depends. I just think with the NBA, the way how they cater so much to families and want to expand the game as if it's not expanded enough, it's kind of like they're never gonna allow that shit, bro. If anything, Adam Silver's just gonna crack on that shit down. He's gonna crack more down on that than anything, which is stupid. It's like
You
you should
affect the
focus on a lot
bottom
more other
line.
things.
If you
Should just
affect
focus
that
on way
bottom
more other
line, you
things.
affect that dollar. They not letting it happen. Just like
Yeah.
tanking, don't get me started on tanking.
Well,
When you affect that gambling, when you affect those gambling partnerships, that they like nah, we not doing that. Not doing
Look
that.
at y'all. I'm so proud. Y'all doing so great with these segues. Look
I
at
knew
that.
Armani did that
Look
shit on
at
purpose, bro. I
y'all.
already
Look
know he
at
did that shit on
that.
purpose.
All
Hey,
right. With
Armani,
these
you must have the same script I do, huh?
Hey, I had to join in on the fun, man.
I sent it to you in a
Yo,
fax.
with that being said, how do y'all think with these tanking rules being discussed, good or bad? What do y'all think takes on that?
I don't know.
I ain't gonna
Armani, go
lie.
ahead.
The tanking is being over. People are overreacting to the tanking, in my opinion. Bro, teams have been building their teams through tanking and through their draft since hell shit. The beginning of the NBA, bro. The Rockets got Hakeem, how? By tanking. The Bulls got Jordan, how? By tanking. The Knicks got Ewing, how? By tanking. Every team, like, who is, not having any talent on their team, they tank to try to get that top end talent so they could build their team for the future to win going forward. So, in my opinion, not only is people overreacting to the tanking, but Adam Silver is overreacting to the tanking. And honestly, bro, and this might be, maybe it's a conspiracy, maybe it's not. But if we're considering how much the NBA is leaning into their gambling partnerships, I think that plays a bigger role in terms of why they're so reactive to the tanking than people may think. Because the thing is, when people see that, oh, Laurie Markkinen is not like the over under is like the over is 20 minutes, and then everyone knows he's not going to play over 20 minutes because they're tanking. Then at that point, a lot of people have been winning a lot of bread because of their betting the under. And gambling companies are seeing that. They're like, oh, nah, we can't have that happen. And they're putting a fire under Adam Silver's ass. And he's like, okay, bet. Let me figure out this tanking shit now. Even though people have been tanking his entire tenure as commissioner, and now he's just starting to really try to like put a lock on that. I mean, and I know he like did flatten the odds for the draft lottery, but now it's a lot more extreme. If we seen like what he's considering in terms of trying to stop tanking, like forfeiting the draft and people not having top three drafts in the next 2 or 3 years or whatever the things are. And Khalil, I'm sure you're gonna touch base on that, but yeah, they're overreacting. Teams have been tanking for the longest, and if we're being honest, that's a smart strategy to get talent on your team when you ask. Like, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, how ass like I think so. One of the main reasons why they're doing this is because it's like how many times is one, two, three of the same teams always going to be seeming like as if they're purposely tanking to try to get a better pick than they did like the years past. It's like how much more are you just gonna build off of these? Oh, because this guy didn't pan out to be, the player that we thought. So hey, I guess another year of tanking. Oh, this, that, and the third. Oh, another year of tanking. Oh, hey, this one generational player, a Cooper Flag esque type of player is coming. Like Dallas didn't make that trade with Luca or getting rid of Luca, expecting that they were gonna get the first pick. So boom, there it goes. There it goes. Last year, I think who was it that was projected to get number one? Wasn't it San Antonio? No, it wasn't San Antonio.
Oh, it was Detroit or something. I
It was
forgot. It wasn't
yeah,
Detroit. Not my,
it
my
wasn't
bad. It
it
was
wasn't
like the
anyone who went
Wizards in
it wasn't
Utah
anyone
and
who went into the top 3. That's for sure.
Was it
And then look
Charlotte?
and then look at I don't think it was Charlotte either. I think Charlotte had like the number 2 or 3
I'm
odds and
pretty
they
sure
got
it's like the
3.
Wizards in Utah. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
and
Okay.
look at that. And look at that. The first 2 picks in this past year's draft weren't even projected to be in the top 3. And look at
Exactly.
what happened.
Meaning they already
But
addressed it. They
you know
already
what I
fixed
mean?
it.
But that's because of those lottery odds. Like it's just, if you're hey, if that ping pong gets exposed, that's your pick. That's just what it is. But just in case, if anyone is not on top of the news in regards to this, just so everyone kind of gets a background story and some context about this meeting that the NBA had last Thursday. Um, yeah, last no, it was. I think the meeting was in January, late January, excuse me. So this is from Shams over on ESPN. Got to give the source the credit. So the first round draft picks can be protected only for top 4 or top 14 plus selections. Lottery odds freeze at the trade deadline or a later date. That's still to be determined. No longer allowing a team to pick in the top 4 in consecutive years and or after consecutive bottom 3 finishes. Teams can't pick in the bottom or in the top 4 the year after making the conference finals. So essentially, well, neither of the 2 teams made it, but assuming that, let's just say the Spurs made it to the conference finals last year,
That's the
they would have.
Indiana rule. They're going after Indiana with that one. But continue, my bad.
Sure, I guess, yeah. And then the lottery odds allocated based on 2-year records. Lottery extended to include all play-in teams and then flatten odds for all lottery teams. So that was essentially the last, like, I guess, rough draft of that meeting that the league had with the owners and stuff like that, and NBA reps for this tanking rule. That's the last things that were, thought about, and that's kind of, I guess, now they're just gonna use that as a foundation to then set these rules to start the next NBA season. And hey, who knows? Clearly this with this upcoming draft is going to be how it's been for the last few years. It's not set in stone that this rule will be implemented already starting next year. It could be. If it's not at the start of the year before the season actually begins, it might be at least before Christmas time next year. So that's left to be determined. I can't tell if I like it or not yet. If I'm gonna be, I have to see how it works for me to dictate whether I like it or not. Do I like? I don't like the fact of teams purposely sucking ass to pick to get better draft picks, because then at that point it's like, bro, like this team is just never going to be competitive. Like like you can't sit here and tell me that just because 2 years in a row, let's just say the Utah Jazz got the year before they got a Keontae George, then this year they got Ace Bailey, and then this year they get a Cameron Boozer, and then next year they're already going to make the top within the top 6 of the West. Fuck out of here.
Well, that's one instance, but like I
Right,
feel
I
like
know, but I'm
there's
just
more
saying, like, the
instances of people tanking and being successful than not.
well, right, but that's because they usually their rebuild doesn't last as long. You see, like that's why I like a rebuild like the OKC. They were just building up draft capital, and yeah, they're homegrown. They're built, right? I mean, the SGA thing. I mean, they got him what after his rookie year. That's essentially still building it up because no one believed that SGA was going to be this fucking good. No one could sit there and tell me that they after year
Oh,
one
nah,
of
for sure.
SGA, and I mean year one in him in the Clippers, no one could convince me telling me he was going to be the player that he is today, right? But you know what I mean? They did it the right way. Who's another team? There's another team that did a rebuild that didn't last much either. The
Sacramento.
no, they still suck ass.
Oh, nah.
Um
Then the niggas been asked for 20
I would
years.
say I mean, is it safe to say? I mean, San Antonio. I mean, at post
Nah,
Kawhi.
you can't say them.
No, not no. I'm trying to think of a
Wemby
team, man.
was the first pick. Castle was a top 5 pick. Harper second pick.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, no. I know, but what I'm saying is that the rebuild didn't last that long. Like it didn't
Yeah, because
last
they were
because
tanking. they
no,
they
right?
hit on
But
their
but
picks.
yeah, but the thing is that they didn't tank to get Keon Johnson or Keldon Johnson.
Hell,
Sorry,
hell,
Keldon Johnson, and he's an integral part of that rotation. Who else?
not
Who
really.
else?
He's a role player.
He's a role player, but he's still a part of their success. Like without Keldon Johnson, and they don't get something at least equal value or better, they're gonna feel it.
Without
Who are you gonna
Keldon
tell?
Johnson, they're still in contention. Keldon Johnson's
Depends.
not
Depends.
playing.
That depends because he's a two-way. So he plays good defense
Nah.
and he's improved as a shooter. Yes, he has.
Yeah, but we're talking about in the grand scheme of things. The reason why the Spurs are where they're at
Oh,
now is
they're not
because
better
they
because of
tanked.
him. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that
No, like
by
no,
any
because we're
means. I'm
talking
not saying
about
they're better
tanking.
just because of him.
Because no, but we're talking about tanking. If we're talking about tanking, the Spurs are good because they tanked. The Pistons are good because they tanked.
Well, I mean,
Like tanking
I
does
wouldn't
help.
say that they tanked though. I mean, look how if that's the case, then look at Detroit. Detroit
Yo,
took forever. They took forever for them to get to where they're at now, and it's not due to the fact because they purposely tanked. They did it because they sucked at drafting. And they finally did it right from the moment they drafted Kate Cunningham, because I'm pretty sure Isaiah Stewart was drafted before him. And was Duran drafted with Cade or was he drafted after? I
nah,
mean,
he was
before.
after. He was
Oh, he was
after.
after. Okay, I'm trying to think of like the guys that they do truly have on the team that they drafted. So yeah, without Cade, this team would have been in purgatory the way they were for the last like 10 years.
Exactly. You're making my point. They
Well,
got
no,
Cade
but
by
their
tanking.
tanking wasn't successful until they got Cade, and so you're telling me that teams are going to continue? They're going to tank for eight
Bro,
years. They're going to tank for 8 years until they finally land the one guy.
eventually you will get that
Oh,
guy.
nah, nah, but
Look
nah,
at
we
Philly.
don't want
They
that.
got lucky. They tanked for
Not
Joel.
for that
Got
long.
lucky with Joel. Tanked for Ben Simmons. Got lucky with Ben Simmons. Bro, tanking works. If you're somewhat competent, you will get those teams where it's like, yeah, they could tank for 30 years like the Kings and they'll never be good because they just don't know what they're doing. That I'll
Exactly.
At
give
that
you.
point,
I'll
you're
concede it.
playing. At that point, you're
But
playing
that's
chess instead
rare.
of
That's
checkers when you start tanking.
you say what?
At that point, you're playing chess instead of checkers when you. I mean, yeah, chess instead of checkers when you start tanking. Because at
Look
that
at
point, it's like,
Dallas.
all right, strategically, I got to get better, knowing that I'm gonna be really bad going into end of the season. So now you got to plan for going into the next season. So I mean, I'm in agreement with Armani in this one. I think keep it the way it is. It's historically been something that the NBA has always been doing for for years. I mean, that's just how it is. The development side of it, yeah, I don't think that's really gonna change much because even if they did play their hearts out, a lot of these teams that really start to tank, there's no chance of them catching up. And even if they do make it into the playoffs, it's like there's really not much of a chance, to
You're
be
always
honest
gonna
with
have
you.
bad organizations tanking or not. You're not gonna fix that. The Bulls will always be bad. The Kings will always be bad. Like you're all, even the Clippers. Clippers get lucky with talent because they're in LA, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a bad organization.
I
They're
mean,
always gonna be bad.
not really with the Clippers because I mean, honestly, the reason why Chris Paul went there as like a second option because he couldn't go to to across the locker room to go join the Lakers because David Stern vetoed that trade. But he would have never been in agreement to joining the Clippers in that trade if they would have never had a Blake Griffin or a DeAndre Jordan at the time. So that and wasn't Doc Rivers the coach too? So if
Nah, not yet, not yet.
not yet, okay. So
It
but
was
eventually
Vinny Del Negro, if I remember
oh
correctly.
my God, wow, Vinny Del Negro, holy shit. But yeah, so like, but regardless, Doc would have never went to a team like that if they didn't have a Chris Paul because clearly, I mean, maybe he could have had a chance to go over there right out. Well, no, didn't they traded him? Wasn't that the like one of the first like coaching trades was Doc Rivers
Yeah,
going to
they
I think
traded
LA?
for Doc
so.
Rivers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
Yeah, yeah,
traded
yeah.
Doc
So,
Rivers.
but
Yeah,
like, I mean, let's be fair. The most important reason why the Clippers were successful during the early 2010s was
because they were in
because
LA.
of Chris Paul
Oh, that too.
and
Yeah.
because of how good Blake Griffin was at the time, right? But without a Chris Paul, we probably would have never saw the type of Blake Griffin we saw. We would have seen glimpses of it, but that it was Lob City for a reason. Lob City started because of Chris Paul, right? And they it, that was the only reason why they're I guess rebuilding as soon as they drafted Blake Griffin and he because he missed the first year, right? And then he came back the second year, went bananas, and then they got Chris Paul. Chris Paul would have said he probably would have never wanted to go over there if it wasn't for Blake Griffin being there. But it
Well, I
took them
wonder how they
how
got Blake
long?
Griffin.
No, I know. Trust me, I know. But I'm saying like, but look how long, bro. The Clippers have always been irrelevant. The Clippers have never been a team to be scared of ever,
Oh
ever,
yeah, for sure, for sure, for
ever,
sure.
ever,
Yeah, they're
ever.
always
Even
that
during
team
that.
that if they do get into the playoffs, they're competitive,
No,
but
but
you're
even
not going to take
but
them
they but
seriously.
that you could only we could only say that from the moment they drafted Blake Griffin. Before Blake Griffin, the Clippers
True.
were never a team to fear. They never. I don't even. I don't. Honestly, I could if I say
Bob
five times,
McAdoo.
five. Come on, 5 times,
That's the last time they've been great.
five,
Bob
You
five
with
McAdoo,
Buffalo
times.
McAdoo, damn it.
Braves,
But yeah, the Buffalo Braves or the what is it? The San Diego Clippers is what they called them
San
back in the day
Diego
too.
Clippers.
Some
Yeah,
So
San Diego Clippers,
yeah,
yeah.
so even I could probably count 5 times in like in my hand that prior to Blake Griffin is when it's that the Clippers made the playoffs, and this is probably talking years before even I was born. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they they were never even during that era when they had the young studs like the knuckleheads. Shout out my boy Q Rich, Quentin Richardson, Darius Miles, Elton Brand. You know what I'm saying? They tried it with Sean Livingston in the early 2000s. That didn't work.
Eric Gordon,
Eric Gordon, that didn't work. Michael Olowokandi, if the good folks remember, let's get into
number
capsule.
one pick.
Number one pick. What the fuck happened there? Nothing. It literally the Clippers became a relevant team in the NBA from the moment they drafted Blake Griffin, and then as soon as Chris Paul got there, that's when you're like, okay, boom, Clippers. But then, I mean, they could just never get over that hump. They never won. Even with
But
those teams, they never won.
Speaking of Jokic that you guys mentioned earlier, apparently he's playing through injury. By the way, little side note, a little more breaking news there.
damn. What kind of
Yep.
injury?
No, he's playing through it.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know
what
what
kind
kind
of
of injury
injury
he's
is it?
playing. It says wrist.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah,
they're
that's fine.
saying
He
the
can
reason,
only miss one
yep,
more game
because he
to
could only
remain
miss one more game
eligible.
to remain eligible for MVP, which things could happen, brother. So I'm not even. I mean, hey, he misses one more game, and
It's a
then I
wrist. He'll
guess.
be alright.
Well, I think it's a shooting risk, if I'm not mistaken. So that could potentially affect his.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's true.
And no matter what the
Thanks.
game plan is, I mean, hey, the UFC is not too far out from these
Hey, maybe
sports,
the
bro.
Nuggets can start tanking.
Hey,
He's
Honestly,
stupid.
the NBA, ML, well, NBA, NFL, things like that. They take shit from the playbook of boxing and UFC, man. Hey, oh hey, we know Jokic's wrist. Let's try to aim for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I know that should be happening. So
oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I
for
facts.
wouldn't be
Yo,
sure.
his
shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if he re-aggravates. I hope he doesn't, because I have him on fantasy, and because I also love me some Jokic. I wouldn't want to see it happen, but I mean, with so much time still left in the season, you cannot rule out the possibility that he might get re-aggravate that injury, and they have to set him out. Which to
agreed,
me,
agreed.
Jokic looks like the type of guy. He's like, I don't give a fuck about an MVP. We're gonna be honest.
That's
Honestly,
He's
he
probably
should have
like,
like
I don't
five
give
of
a
them by
fuck.
now. For real.
Yeah,
I don't even think he cares. He cares more about his horses more than anything else. That's one thing about Jokic. You can
bro.
tell on his face. Like he goes through the season as if this is just his day job, and he's just here
Shit. Yo,
just to be here
can you
type
keep
shit.
me
I also think that's overstated a little bit too
can
much.
you can
We'll,
you
we'll go back.
hey, can you guarantee me contention to the finals every year? You being Jokic? Yeah, sure. Come on and do whatever the fuck you want as long as you keep me in contention to go to the finals every year.
He low key cares more than like people think though.
No, he does. I'm not
I'm
saying he
sure, of
doesn't.
course he
I'm just
does, of
saying he
course he
doesn't
does.
give a fuck
I'm
about an
just
MVP
saying,
award.
Yeah,
I'm
He
yeah,
just
just
wants
saying,
facts,
he
facts,
just
facts,
wants to
facts.
facts,
win. He just wants to win. As long as he wins, everything else is good. You
Like
know
if
what I
you see a
mean?
motherfucker in the
facts.
huddles, that low he be in them huddles low
He's
key
engaged.
like
He's engaged in
Yeah,
that bitch.
he
facts.
talk,
He's
he be
He's
screaming.
talking his
He's
shit.
invested.
telling people where to be.
He's invested. Like, yo, y'all better chill before I fucking leave.
But tell me not though. But tell me not though. That if this guy tells you, hey, on this play, I need you to be right here, and trust me, as soon as I see your guy going to double, you're gonna get that ball open shot right there in the wing. Knock that shit down. What are you gonna do? You're gonna listen to him because why he will find you. This guy is
Yeah, he gonna set you up.
one of the best passing big men of all time. If arguably to some
The
the
best.
best,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, to me he is the
yeah.
best passing big man of all
Yeah,
time. And if he tells me in a huddle, in a timeout huddle, hey, I need you to stand in the wing, wait till your guy goes in, he doubles whoever, and I guarantee you, I'm gonna find you open shot, knock that bitch down. I trust you. You know what I'm saying? Like you get fired up getting back on the court, getting ready for that offensive positioning. Come on now,
facts,
that boy cares.
facts. So moving on a little bit here, last, not really last, because we got a couple more
We got a
things to
lot to
cover
cover up,
here.
guys. Buckle up.
But Two new expansion teams. I'm gonna go through this quickly. Two new expansion teams coming apparently in Vegas and Seattle. They're still discussing it. It hasn't really been put up yet. But the question I had is, if you guys with these two new expansion teams, possibly Seattle, Vegas, who do you think would be a perfect coach to build
Oh.
around?
Oh, caught me
Mm,
off guard with that one.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
I
and
mean,
this is
yeah.
like only coaches that are available, or you mean just in general?
I would say let's stick to coaches that are available because right now coaches that are currently have a job,
Mm,
I can't really say
I
them. So
got
let's
Yeah,
say
one.
who's available.
we have to revisit that specific conversation once the season's
Off the
over to
top
see
of my
who's on the hot
head,
seat.
yeah, facts.
Mm-hmm.
Off the top of my head, though, I would say Mike Malone for sure.
Hell
I
yeah.
could see Mike Malone in honestly I could see him in
Vegas,
Seattle.
Yep.
Him with that Seattle
Seattle.
fan base.
I was
That
gonna
would be
just
kind of
say that.
lit.
Hell yeah. He fits that
Yeah.
Seattle grit. When I say grit,
Yeah.
I'm talking about back like with the Gary Payton, Sean Kemp days. Like that's what I think about. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good
All
call.
right. All
Mike
right.
Malone over there in Seattle.
Yeah, Mike
Yeah, that
Malone
was
be
just a quick
lit.
question I thought of because I be thinking all the time where they got these new teams coming up. Like, all right, who, how do they? Because I mean, obviously, you had what was the most recent team? OKC, right? Was the most recent expansion team, I believe. And then
Yeah.
before that, what
Well, they weren't really an
the
Um
expansion team. They were a
they were
relocating team.
relocated.
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
relocated.
Expansion team
The
was
Hornets,
the no
New
the
the Hornet,
Hornets,
Orleans.
the Hornets.
Yeah.
yeah, the Hornets was the last team. So
Cause
yeah,
they
so
cause they were
I
New Orleans, and then as soon as they moved to Charlotte, New Orleans stayed, but as the Pelicans.
yeah, because Charlotte ended up becoming the Bobcats. That's what it
Correct.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was always just curious, like, how does that even start? That's something that I was thinking about, like, where would they start with the coaching? Like, how do they get the players and all that shit? That was something I was curious about. But that was like one quick take. Moving on, though, top six
I will say, I'm
teams.
sorry. I will
Go
say
ahead.
one since Armani kind of threw out the name of Seattle being Mike Malone. I will
Mm-hmm.
say, I will say one team that, or at least for Vegas, I think that'll be a good fit will be Becky Hammon. I think that
Oh.
I think that she's done her due diligence as being a what's it called? I'm trying to find the right word for it. She's a good damn, I'm drawing a blank. A good
Players coach.
successor, a good successor.
Oh,
She was right next to Greg
Pop.
Popovich.
Hmm.
top.
You know what I mean? She learned from being within that organization, and she has a lot of respect within players in the NBA. And I think her already being the head coach for the Las Vegas Aces for the WNBA, her goal was always to become the first woman head coach in the NBA. And if anyone could do it, I think she has the
That's a good call.
attitude,
Yeah.
she has the accolades, she has the experience, and especially already being within that Vegas community, I think she'd be great over there. If not, honorable mention, your boy, Khalil Tibbs.
Oh, Tom Thibodeau.
Yep.
No, I don't know about starting
Damn, he
coach
gonna
though.
run them boys into the ground in Vegas.
Yo, facts.
Sheesh.
Hey,
That team gonna be
Hey, after
tired
they
before
done
they
putting
even
all the
start.
minutes, they gonna have to relieve themselves in Vegas,
They're
boy.
gonna have to
What?
relocate. They're
that's
gonna have to
exactly the reason why
relocate.
they're in the perfect place to do so. Dennis Rodman would have
Yeah.
been loving to be in this modern
Fact.
NBA.
Oh my god. Oh my
Becky
goodness.
Hammon, that's your op, Khalil. That's your op. If y'all know what I mean.
That's
Wait, who? What? I didn't hear it.
Becky Hammond. Yo,
yeah.
when she said Jalen Brunson will never like be the best player on the championship team because he's a small guard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, that's
So
right.
that's your
She
op,
is. Yeah,
bro.
she did say that. Hey, well, he has to
She
win
did.
for that thing to come true first. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's true.
He still
He has
gotta
to
win.
win. He has to
That's
win a championship for him to shut her up. Really, because I mean, they're not a
that's true.
championship team. Not yet,
If he
at
wins a
least.
championship, he'll be the greatest Nick of all time.
Oh,
Oh,
100%.
for
And
easily, for
he's
sure.
already in competition right there with whoever. I guess you Knicks fans would decide on who's the best of all time. I
Who
don't.
is the
I can give a fuck.
Walt Frazier?
Honestly. Yeah, I guess you would say Walt Frazier or probably even wow.
If it's
Whoever won him
Melo,
a
that's right there.
championship, because all that
Yeah, it's Walt
mediocre shit
Yeah.
Frazier.
after that don't
But
matter.
Walt Frazier was the guy, but the guy that they really would talk more about would be the
Melo.
damn, I can't remember his name. No, not Melo.
Bernard King,
He no, he was
Patrick
on the
Ewing,
team with Walt Frazier. Patrick Ewing, yes, but he didn't win a championship, so not Patrick Ewing. He just led
Clyde.
the team with all kinds of not Clyde, that's Walt Frazier.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
you're
that's
talking
right.
about
His number
Bernard King.
Yeah, Bernard King.
no, he's number 19 and he was called the captain. I can't remember his name right
I
now.
don't
It's
know
just
who
slipping my
that
Bro,
is.
this
mind.
guy's talking from a
He's
guy that used to be part-time plumber / NBA player. What the
I'm
fuck?
telling you. I told you he played during the same time as Walt Frazier. When do you think Walt
Number
Frazier played? I think he played.
19?
He also
Can't
played
be.
during that
Yeah,
era. Just FYI,
yeah,
Walt Frazier played during that era where some motherfuckers were being part-time like
yeah.
AC
Exactly.
guys, and then part-time, and then at night
Taxi
playing
driver.
NBA games.
Bernard King was a taxi driver and also an NBA player. He like
Hey,
that's one thing he did.
got his
So
number
like,
15, got his number 15 retired up there in the rafters. That's the reason why Melo couldn't wear it.
no,
So
that's 24.
what?
Bernard
Bernard
King is
King?
24.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
no.
24.
Who the fuck was it that they retired number
15,
15? Yeah,
15 is
I thought it was
Monroe.
Bernard King. Who is it?
15 is Monroe.
Oh, Earl the
Earl
Pearl.
Earl the Pearl Monroe. Yeah,
Oh
he's
shit. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
because
Shit.
he's retired. He's retired
Wow.
in the Knicks and in the
I
Wizards.
Earl the
always thought
Pearl is
that
such an old nigga nickname.
that's the OG. That's the OG. Whenever you go to the
Earl the
bar and
Pearl,
shit, he's just
Monroe.
always there. Yo, Earl the Pearl, what's up, brother?
That
Not
nigga
much.
sound like
Yo,
he
what's
drive an
going
old
on,
Cadillac.
Earl?
Got one of them brown cigarettes in his mouth.
Yeah, and the mink coat for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh.
He's the one that comes around to the grandkids and just tells you, all right, let me tell you something.
Yeah. This guy daps up everybody. This guy daps up everybody as soon as he walks into the bar. He just like knows everyone. Whether this is your first time there, he's like, what's up, brother?
Yeah, that
All
nigga got
right.
afro and sideburns, mink coat. Yeah,
That
yeah,
mean ass
yeah.
sideburn too, bro. That bitch could get its own fade.
Yo,
All right, man.
sideburn fade is
Let's
crazy.
move on. We got more to talk about with the NBA, man.
Yo, so top six right now in the East, top six in the
This
West.
motherfucker over
Right
here
now, I'm
smacking lips while he's fucking recording a podcast. Crazy.
who's smacking lips?
You over here chewing.
Hey man, I'm munching, man. I'm munching. I had some chips, bro. I was
Some
hungry. I was
good
hungry.
conversations. Got the munchies.
Anyways, top six right now in the East, we got Pistons, Celtics, Knicks, Cavs, Raptors, and Philly. And in the West, we got Thunder, Spurs, Nuggets, Rockets, Lakers, and Minnesota. The question I have for you two gentlemen is: of those top six, who do you think are pretenders and who do you think are contenders?
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a
So I'm
loaded
gonna
question.
Armani, I'm gonna let you go first. So I'm gonna run through it again. East, you got the Pistons, Celtics, Knicks, Cavs, Raptors, and 76ers. Who do you think of that list? Pick one who are contenders and who are pretenders.
Contenders other than the Pistons, because I would say the Pistons. That's my pick because I don't really see anyone else really contending with the Pistons for real. So I
Okay.
would say the Pistons.
And biggest
Pretenders,
pretender? Biggest pretender.
biggest pretender.
I think it's obvious.
Um, you're not gonna like this, but I'm gonna have to say the Knicks, bro. I'm gonna have to say the Knicks,
Ooh.
and
Yo,
here's why.
I wasn't even gonna say that.
Here's
Let me hear
why.
it. Tell me.
And I had
okay.
the Knicks going to the finals before the season started, and I think they're pretenders, and the reason why is because their perimeter defense is not as good as it should be.
Not
With
yet.
OG and with
That's fair.
McHale, they should be clamping up. And with Mitchell Robinson in the back, they should be clamping up, and they're not. So, with that being said, they're gonna have to outscore people. And when it comes to them having to play a team like Detroit, bro, Detroit's defense is there along with their offense. So that's the only reason why I say the Knicks are pretenders is because their defense isn't as good as it should be, in my opinion.
Now,
Okay, that's fair.
let me piggyback off that when it comes to the backcourt not being able to or not the backcourt because
Front court.
OG's not OG's not he's not a one or two. But when it comes to like when it comes to that, now my question is if they can't defend around the perimeter, imagine not only with Detroit, right? Because remember, like I mentioned earlier, and you guys all agreed, so this is the reason why I'm bringing it up, is that if K don't got it going on, there's no one else they could rely on. So at that point, no matter if you got at least a defense that at minimum could play like how the Knicks play defense when they got it going, the Knicks at that point they run over that game. If K don't got it going on, they're running over that game because they got multiple people that they can give the ball to that
Um,
could be hot. The Pistons cannot.
uh, I don't think so.
I think
Because
so,
K
and
doesn't have to
that's a
score to
lot
be
for me to say.
impactful. He doesn't have
Huh?
to score to be impactful.
He doesn't, but if he's passing the ball, the guy's got to knock it down. And we're talking about it within the playoff atmosphere, no matter whether
Okay,
you're
yeah.
home or whether you're away. I'm not talking about regular season. So, in my opinion, like with the Knicks, and they're in the perimeter, if they already struggle there, right? Imagine if they have to play. All right, I get it. Let's not but the Cavs, you got now with James Harden, and then now you
Mm,
with the way how
that's a
Donovan
good
Mitchell's
pick.
been playing, you know what I'm saying?
That's a
That
good
team is
pick.
scary if James Harden could just
Yeah.
do what he's been doing this
Exactly. Yep.
season.
That's the
Distribute the
if.
motherfucking ball if you don't got it going. You don't
That's
need
the
to try to
if.
play hero ball. Now this is assuming that he does do that, which I'm praying that this is the year that he shuts everybody up, including myself, because he
Mm,
himself knows that
mm,
he has a stigma
mm.
in his name about choking in the playoffs. Now, when it comes to, well, I'm sorry, you said what? Pretenders and what? Contenders and pretenders?
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
contenders and
me,
pretend. Who's your biggest contender, and then who's your biggest
honestly,
pretender
man,
in the
I'm gonna
East?
shock everybody. I'm gonna shock everybody with both of my picks. And I mean, the pretenders pretty much not really a surprise, but my content, bro, I'm not sleeping on Boston, man. I'm sorry. I hate to that pains me to even say. I don't want like they they already have won. They all have the majority of the core, I would say, has the experience, right? Um, despite not if they go into the playoffs without Jason Tatum, I still think they still have the togetherness in the system that they need to win, and that ultimately gets you further. Despite you have a guy that could be a number one, he's proven that he could be a number one this season, and that's Jalen Brown. You got Peyton Pritchard. Now you got Vooch added onto the mix. You still got Derek White.
Peyton Pritchard just got moved back down to the bench.
Who's starting for him now?
I think Derek White is starting for him, but yeah, if
Oh,
I'm not
so that means
mistaken,
that
Peyton Pritchard's
that
back
means
on the bench
that
role,
no, I mean which
and he's
it.
doing better. He's doing
Yeah, no, I
better.
was gonna say he's more effective off the bench. That's remember I think I asked that.
I
I don't know
agree.
if it was the last episode or the episode before that. I was like, Peyton Pritchard, do y'all think that he deserves to be like a starting moving forward for Boston? And we all disagree. We all agreed that he's not. He's a better
Yeah, he's
six
not.
man. So that's my contender, like my one that I could really depend on, just because they've been there before, they've done it, and look at how they're still competing. Right, number
Okay.
two, they're beyond expectations now this season. Now my biggest pretender out of the top six, I would have to say Philly. I think that they're at where they're at this season because at least Joel Embiid has been semi-healthy for this season. He still missed a decent amount of games, but I just feel with that inconsistency of him not being there, them not really having a bench, I think that is ultimately going to be the reason why they fall off of the top six. And eventually, I mean, the way they're going right now, I still think they'll be a play-in team. I just don't have them as a lock at number six. I mean, Orlando, right? We're tied with them right now in the loss column, and I think right now we have them beat in the season series. So I think we play them one more time, and that will kind of dictate that. Um, but I mean, we're not Miami's not too far away from us. Anything could happen. We've seen crazy shit happen in the NBA, so you never know. Philly could just end up dropping significantly. Where now at this point that Miami's fighting with them to, whether it's for the 7th seed or even with us at the 6. When if we, if Philly keeps dipping, because they have been dipping as of late. Because they were, I think, fourth at one point, like at midway through January, and now they're six. And Toronto and Cleveland has a slight comfortable lead above them. So that's my pretender.
I'm going to shock y'all with this one.
Uh-oh.
Believe it or not. So my biggest, I'm gonna go with pretenders. This one's not a shock. My biggest pretenders I had was gonna be the Philadelphia 76ers, yeah. Because exactly what you said. Yeah, even though Joel Embiid, he has been pretty good and being I could say somewhat available and also scoring wise. I just come playoff time, it's gonna hurt them. Just because of their depth. I don't think they have enough players in their roster to really get them through the playoffs, let alone the first round, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
If the first round were to be today, it would be essentially, if I'm not mistaken, them versus
the
the
Knicks.
Knicks.
Yep.
And I just don't think that they have what it takes to beat the Knicks right now when it comes to depth. Now as far as my
That
contenders
shit will go
go,
5 games easy. You guys got it
yeah,
in five
my
games.
contenders, I was a little biased at first. I did obviously want to go with the Knicks because I stress so much about having depth going through the playoffs. However, Cleveland just got that depth, and I
Damn,
am not
Cleveland
gonna
over the
lie.
Knicks?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Damn,
Oh,
look at Khalil, man. Bro,
wow.
look at all of us being proud of one another in this episode, huh?
I had to do it just solely because what I'm seeing with Cleveland before they took that loss just recently, they were going on I think a 5 game
Yeah,
winning streak,
yeah, they
and
snapped it
that
at.
was since
No, didn't they snap it at?
since
Oh no, that was Charlotte.
was
I'm
it
sorry. I'm sorry
five
to
or
cut
was it
you off.
more?
It was no. They cut it off at 4. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're
So,
right.
so to have a team just have a player like a James Harden, who we all know before James Harden's had baggage, but I will say, leaving the Clippers organization this time, there didn't seem there was much baggage. You know, they left mutual, whatever. They got to the Cavs, and he's good. But since he's been there, they look very good together. Like it looks like they've been playing for a good little boot. So I like
Always
that.
goes.
Now, like what you stated earlier, obviously going into the playoffs, we all know James Harden, he can be a bust when it comes into the playoffs. He can choke. So that's one thing that is a little bit of a concern. But I will say though, Cleveland, they have more available players. Donovan Mitchell, he's played a numerous round of games this season. He's been playing his lights out. James Harden, same thing. As old as he is right now, he's still been available. So
And
with
hooping.
that, and with the addition of with Dennis Schroeder and
Keon
oh
Ellis.
man, what's the other? Keon Ellis, thank you. I think that's gonna really help them out at the guard position. Yeah, they got a lot of guards, but they're gonna need that come playoff time. Because as I said, James Harden is a little bit older, so he may not be tired. But if he starts doing that choking shit, all right, let's put Dennis Schroeder in there with Donovan Mitchell. Let's bring Keon Ellis in with Dennis. However they want to run it, they can run it. And then you still got Evan Mobley, who's gonna do what he needs to do. Jared Allen, Jared Allen's gonna get you your rebounds, and Dean Wade. Surprisingly, Dean Wade is can be a little bit of a nightmare. I don't know. It's way it's kind of I
He's
hate saying that out
he's the
loud,
type
but
of guy that it's like if he's on, he's on, but when he's off, he's
yeah,
completely fucking off.
it's weird. It's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
weird. And I
yeah.
feel like come playoff time, he could be that guy that might be that oddball that really could be a nuisance. So that's why I put Cleveland. New York, I love New York, man. I'm always gonna ride for that team. I'm always gonna talk greatness about that team. However,
Ugh.
it's a little wonky right now. It just when it comes down to the line, there's nights where Jalen Brunson's not getting his points like he normally does. Right now, it's a cost between who's going to have the most points. Cat sometimes has a good night, but then he has his off nights where he's missing majority of his shots and he's having his offensive fouling. Like the same shit. Yeah, they have depth with picking up Jose Alvarado and Jeremy Sohan, which by the way is only on a 10-day contract. So that
Really?
we don't know. Yeah, he's only on a 10-day contract, so that's not like a
Oh, that
permanent thing.
sucks.
He's got and you can only get signed to two separate 10-day contracts in the season. So I don't know what they're gonna do with that specifically. So that's not really set. And yeah, Jose, what he showed out in the Garden was nice. It was great, but again, I don't think that's what's gonna really help them really going into the playoffs just yet. Based on what I'm seeing
Well,
right now, I'm not liking it. Their offense is moving a little inconsistent.
well,
We don't
when
see.
it comes to Jose Alvarado, I would say when it comes to playoff time, you could depend on him way more than you could depend on anybody else coming off the bench for the point guard position. You
I
can't
can agree
depend
with
on a
that.
Bruce
That's
McBride. You can't depend on a Tyler Kolek, and you can't depend on a Jordan Clarkson.
well,
Yeah.
Deuce
Jose
McBride has actually got that surgery right now, so he may not.
Yeah,
I
he may
think
not
he's
even
out
be
for the
back,
season.
but Jose Alvarado has already been in the playoffs, I believe, twice, which was like I believe it was. I could be wrong. It could have just been once, but that one year we saw what he did against Chris Paul. Chris Paul is not the
Yeah, the
reason why
year
the
with
Suns
when the
when the
Bucks
Suns
won.
won. It was Devin Booker
Yeah,
and it was DeAndre Ayton and Mikal Bridges. It was not because of Chris Paul.
I
Jose
just
Alvarado was putting the clamps on Chris Paul, and he was, and
he
that was,
was.
and that's what made him stick in the NBA. That's what
That's
got him
that's what
that
everyone
contract.
started.
That's when
Hmm.
everybody started to take notice. Now, I did have a hot question. Once you mentioned about the Cavs, I just it's a hot question. When you really think about it, when you really sit down and digest the roster, does that team have the best on paper? Do they have the best roster from top to bottom, including every player on that team to the bench, out of the top 5 teams in
hell
the
no.
East? Who do
No,
you
they
think
don't.
does? Who do you
They
think has the best overall team from top to bottom, rotation and
The Knicks,
everything?
bro.
Who has
the Knicks.
a deeper bench? Do you think the
The
Knicks
The
have a deeper
Knicks.
bench than the Cavs?
nah, you said from top to
Yeah,
bottom.
From top to
yeah,
bottom. You're
From
talking about
top
yeah.
to bottom, the Knicks are
your
better.
starters, and then you bringing in your bench, and you know you could depend on that bench, not inconsistency off the bench. The Knicks
That's
have
true.
a lot of massive question marks
They do.
with the bench. The Cavs don't.
Well, we're
Now,
coming and we're talking about the playoffs. we know something that we've seen that's been a constant for 17 years.
That's crazy that just
James Harden,
one player
J-
makes that decision. I agree with you.
yes,
I agree with you.
we,
I just wanted to get y'all's take on it, but that's crazy. And the reason why I
yeah,
asked is to see if that was gonna be the only sole reason on
Ye-
why y'all chose New York over Cleveland. And what's crazy as well, on
well, it's
top of
not the
that,
sole reason, but it's the main reason.
well, the main reason alone is
It,
enough for
it,
me
it is
because
it is a
that
big
says a lot because he's a
it's a big question mark
superstar,
with James.
former
Yeah,
MVP. He's your starting point guard
yeah,
in any team he goes to, and because of him being
yeah.
the main reason on why is crazy. So that's why
Yeah,
I'm hoping that he fucking changes that because this season, bro, if the Clippers would have been healthy, if they were available with the team they had before they made all these trades, the Clippers should have been, I will say honestly, on paper, they should have been better than Houston right now, and Houston's number 4 in the fucking West.
the Clippers should have been better than Houston.
Why does it say that?
Assuming if the Clippers were fully healthy from the start of the season,
N-
yeah. Remember Kawhi missed the beginning of
Nah, bro.
the season.
Are you including Bradley Beal in that too? If he
I
was
mean,
healthy,
I
because
completely
remember he's
forgot he was on
technically
the
on
fucking
that
team.
team. And are you also including Chris Paul if he had stayed on the team too?
Yeah, if they would have actually played him the way they promised him, yeah.
Nah, bro.
Bro, nah,
Nah,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Bro, you got to think about it. Look at
Nah.
Houston's there, but I mean, let's be real. All right. Do you
You
think
talking about
Houston's going to get
roster wise? Pure
No, no, no.
roster wise.
I'm talking about just the way the record, like just them playing this season.
You said fully
Clippers
healthy.
fully healthy Clippers team, because obviously fully healthy Rockets team. I mean, with the Fred Van Fleet, who knows how they would have been. I
Hell
mean,
no, bro.
Alperen Sengun missed a good chunk of the season. Dorian Finney-Smith didn't start until like what? He didn't start playing until what, mid to late December, I think. So you
Bro,
know what
the
I mean? Like,
Clippers were by far the oldest team of all time.
yeah, I
Hell no,
know,
they
but
couldn't have been better than Houston. Ain't
they're
no
old
way.
and they can't stay healthy.
Old and
But
slow
if they were
and can't
healthy,
stay healthy.
they would have been straight.
Yeah,
Either
no,
way,
no, bro. Nah, I can't give you that. I can't give you that.
I
Bro,
don't know.
we seen how the Clippers looked when they were healthy, bro.
IMO,
Them
bro,
motherfuckers was
IMO.
slow. Like they like and Ty Lue, like he tried to get even those young like because they had some young players on there, and let's be
He has
honest,
no choice at this point, though.
the
That's the problem. He
exactly
has no
because the
he
old
yeah.
guys were that like slow and
But
sluggish,
that's the
like
but
but
that goes to show you also too. It might just be time to get rid of Ty Lue.
oh nah,
You
can't
no, but
I
I mean,
can't nah.
if you get rid of Kawhi Leonard at this point, if you're gonna start a rebuild essentially, get
Oh,
rid of
okay,
Ty
yeah,
Lue.
yeah.
Because it
Okay,
doesn't
yeah,
make
yeah.
sense to keep a guy like Kawhi Leonard on that team rotting for the few years that he has left because he's already injury prone. He's only 34, but
I
he's
thought you was
already
gonna say it's like his fault. Like, yeah,
no, no,
get
no,
rid of
no,
Ty
no,
Lue
no,
because it's
no.
his fault.
I will say, I will. I mean, I think you would agree too. What his fault is the fact that he depended too much on the old guys and didn't give a chance to the younger guys. I'm not saying play the younger guys more. What I'm saying is you got to mix in at least one or two of those young guys and
He
mix them in the
tried.
rotation.
He tried that
No,
this year.
he started doing that once Bradley Beal went down, and then after that, that's when Kawhi Leonard went down again, and then that's when they were out for an extended period of time. At that point, he was forced, he had no choice. But then after that, once they came back, or well, Bradley Beal never came back, but once Kawhi came back, at that point, players just started, the regression. Brooke Lopez didn't pan out to be the Brooke Lopez that they intended to get. Uh, um, I'm trying to think of this guy's name. Nicholas Batum fell off of the rotation, so he depended on those guys just based off experience, and he knows what they are known to bring. But then they weren't bringing none of that. Even
And you
Bradley
thought
Beal
that team
wasn't
was better
bringing
than
none of that
Houston?
before he got hurt.
Fully healthy? You thought that team was better would be better than Houston fully healthy?
Fully healthy and them doing what everyone's known for them doing, yeah,
Nah, bro.
yeah,
That's kind of
yeah.
crazy.
Bro,
That's
you're
kind
telling
of
me
crazy.
Brooke Lopez last year had a. You see how he's been playing this year, bro?
He was
Oh my God.
already washed last year. Last
No,
year
but
he looked washed.
but that goes to but that's what I'm saying. Even last year he was even playing better than what he's looking like now. This year he's looking like, why didn't you just retire? Like, you don't look like you even want to be out
He
there.
looked
You're
like
just
that
collecting the
last
check.
year.
Nah,
He
last
was
year
terrible.
he was still knocking down a lot more. His 3-point percentage went down significantly. His defense went down significantly. Yo, like 3-4 years ago, maybe even three. I'm probably pushing it by saying 4. 3 years ago, this guy he wasn't in like top 5 in voting in defensive player of the year. And that's 3 years ago. He's already like over 35 years old. That's a old for him to
So
be
you
in
so
the
you
top
had
3.
expectations for the Clippers this year? Like when you seen the Clippers roster, you was like, oh
Yes,
yeah,
I
they're
think
gonna contend.
everybody did. Everyone
No,
that
no,
come on,
no,
bro. You
no
still
one
got
did.
James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. You still got
No
James
one
Harden
did.
and Kawhi Leonard and Ivanka Zubac. Yes, you have expectations
No.
to at least be within the at least at minimum between the 5 and 6 seed. They were at the
If
bottom.
they couldn't do that with Paul George, what in the hell you think they gonna do that
Yeah, they
without
couldn't
Paul
do it with
George
Paul
and
George
without
because
Norman
when
Powell
Paul George was
too?
He was
available,
also
Kawhi
injured.
was out, or when Kawhi was playing, Paul George was out.
Exactly. Exactly. We knew this was gonna happen. So
Well, no, we
there's
didn't.
no
We didn't know.
expectations
We could
there.
assume, but we didn't know. On paper, starting the
Bro.
season, you seeing that roster, you're just like, oh, they could be between the 5, 6 seed. If you look at every other team fully healthy, they could be between the 5, 6 seed in the West. But no, no, they couldn't.
Bro, this you know
You're
who this
telling me
reminded me of?
Phoenix.
This
You're
reminded me
telling
of
me
that Lakers
Phoenix.
team.
You're telling me
Remember that
about
Lakers team?
Phoenix.
Bro,
Portland
nah.
is playing better than them, which is fucking crazy. All year
Okay,
long,
Portland I
Portland.
didn't expect. Portland I didn't
You
expect.
didn't expect Phoenix either.
Yes, I did.
Get the
Yes, I
fuck
did.
out of here, bro.
I, kn-
Nah,
I
nah,
thought Phoenix would
no,
be better than
no,
the Clippers. They're the
no.
oldest team of
Hell
all
no.
time.
No,
They're the
hell no.
oldest
I'm
team
sorry.
of
Nope.
all
I
time.
guess the way how you
You, s-
thought,
bro, no,
how you reacted when you heard me saying this about the Clippers is how I'm reacting. You saying that you expected the Suns to be better than the Clippers this year on paper.
Well,
Hell no.
since we're on the West, since we're talking about the West, then y'all know the top 6: Oklahoma, Spurs, Nuggets, Rockets, Lakers, and Timberwolves.
In that
Who you
order.
got as a contender, right in that order? Who you got in that as a contender or pretender, Lou?
I still got OKC. I think come playoff time they're gonna be fully healthy again. I mean, right? Best of luck to you. But OKC for the contenders. I mean, the NBA champs. So not until they get dethroned, they're still gonna be number one in that list. And pretenders, out of that whole list, man, it's like I'm
Tough,
torn.
ain't it?
Huh?
Tough, ain't it?
No, yeah, that the pretender because well, it's not really tough, honestly.
low key
I
is
just
I
think
think it's one clear team like that's
I
I agree
glaring.
too.
I want to say the same team, bro. All right, you know what?
I know
Fuck it,
what
because
team
I
you're
already
thinking.
know the Lakers.
Yeah.
Lakers.
Yeah, I was thinking between Houston and the LA, and the only reason why I
Yep.
was thinking that is solely because I Austin Reeves and Luca together when LeBron was out those first 20 games, I think, right? 20
Oh
games
my
or whatever.
God.
Those two, bro, that chemistry that they have.
They look like the future of LA right
They
there. They look nice.
exactly. You took the words
Oh
right
my
out of my mouth.
gosh.
They looked incredible together. And then once LeBron came in, I'm not look, once once LeBron came back, it took them a minute to get it together. The reason why they haven't gotten it together since he really truly came back is because once he basically came back, they didn't play much together because then Austin Reeves went down with that injury. Now he's back, right? They're still a little banged up, not by much, but they're still a little banged up. They're still fighting. They're not far away from the Nuggets either to fight for that third seed. They're actually tied up in the loss column right now. The Nuggets just have 2 games ahead of them. That's just a long little extended break for the Nuggets in a week's time frame, and the Lakers playing those 2 games, and then they're back to the same amount of games played. So it's for me. I just think that no matter what, without a LeBron on that team currently, with all the events that's happened up to date with that team, they would have been out of a guaranteed playoff spot. They would have been fighting for a play-in spot without a LeBron James. Still, but now that Austin Reeves is
They have
fully
no
healthy,
defense. That's why. That team has no
exactly. But
defense.
now with Austin Reeves back, and you got a healthy. I think Luca came back or was coming back right after All Star break. I think, um, and then a fully healthy LeBron. It's kind of tough when Houston, I truly can't. I truly, outside of Kevin Durant, I can't trust nobody else on that team in the playoffs. Why? Is
Mhm.
because who?
No, I have a different take on that, but go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. I thought you said you had a player in mind. But
No,
like,
no, no,
you know
my
what I'm saying?
bad.
Outside of KD, I really can't trust anyone else on that team. I mean, I could trust Ime Udoka, but there's only so much a coach could do when the players are the ones that are the ones shooting the ball, playing the defense, and all that shit. But if I had to choose, because no matter what, at the end of the day, Kevin Durant's one of the best ISO players of all time. He's still a champion. He's still one of the best and greatest of all time. It's Kevin Durant in the playoffs is a different fucking beast. So I guess I have to choose the Lakers just because they've proven that in the playoffs, as of post bubble, they just can't really get it together come playoff time. So
I'm not
a
gonna lie,
pretender. All
bro.
right, I said a pretender. Go ahead. Sorry.
KD, in my opinion, and I would have the Lakers as the biggest pretenders, but since you took the Lakers, because I was thinking Houston too, I'm gonna take Houston. And honestly, and this is gonna be surprising, the biggest reason is KD. KD is the reason why they're pretenders to me. KD, honestly, if we're talking about all time, he might be the worst leader as a superstar of all time. Every team he goes to, you would think they would automatically get better because he's one of the greatest scorers of all time. But honestly, a lot of the times either they stagnate or even end up getting worse. Like even this year, obviously they got some injuries. They got Van Vliet out and they got Steven Adams. But KD isn't really making it better. Yeah, he's getting his just like we know he's going to do on every team. But honestly, KD isn't really doing much to keep that team a cohesive unit and to like kind of rally the troops, if you will, to kind of get them to play, above their level or above their level. Like if we're looking at Phoenix and Houston, Phoenix got better without KD and Houston got worse with KD. Like KD low key in terms of impact isn't as impactful as a lot of people would think just because of the eye test. And then another thing too, KD in the playoffs isn't as good as we might think. And I'm gonna say this. The reason why is Pete KD, like when he was in Phoenix versus Denver, that was a great series. Those Golden State years, he was great. Brooklyn, he was great. Versus the Bucks that year. But then he also had series like again in Brooklyn when they played Boston and got swept, and he basically got clamped up by that Boston team. He got series like that to where it's like, yeah, KD's great, but there are times where KD is outplayed and people don't really say nothing because he's one of the greatest scorers of all time and we know he's going to get his. So to me, that's the biggest reason why Houston is pretenders is obviously injuries. They got Van Vliet and Steven Adams out, but KD also is not a good superstar leader. Therefore, they really don't have a real chance to compete. And honestly, even when they get Van Vliet and Steven Adams back, they still won't be in the same level as a Spurs or Denver or OKC
Oh
because
no.
KD is not the same leader those superstars on those teams are. Even Minnesota with Ant. I'd rather have Ant than KD as a player and as a leader. So
Yeah, no.
that's why I would say Houston as pretenders. OKC is the obvious contender. I agree with you, Lou. I would if you put a gun in my head, I would choose them to win again. But I would also say the Spurs are contenders obviously because of Wemby being a superstar he is, the depth of that team. But then on top of that, we know the Spurs can beat OKC. Not to say that they will beat them, but we know for damn sure they can, especially if OKC still has injuries in the future. So I'm going to choose as my contender the Spurs.
But just
Yeah,
just to kind of hone in on the Spurs a little bit, though, I have to see it from Mitch Johnson. I have to see him. I have to see him be able to make the right adjustments in the play. Remember, keep in mind for the true basketball heads,
Mm,
playoff atmosphere and playoff basketball is a different
that's
beast.
true.
It's
That's
not
true.
the same. It is nowhere near the same. So you have to show me in the playoffs that you still play at the level and the intensity. I mean, we all pray for a San Antonio OKC matchup in the playoffs. That's gonna feed fucking families, especially with the little bump and rivalry that they started within this season. We all want to see it. But can you do that in the playoffs? We all know that OKC could handle their own in the playoffs. They fucking washed the floor by by a huge margin last year in the playoffs, making their way to the finals.
interesting.
They
Yeah,
washed the
can
floor? No, I wouldn't say
for
that.
the
But
majority of the final or to the majority of the playoffs as a whole on average, yeah, I think their margin win was like over 12 points a game. Maybe not the finals per
they
se,
went to
but
7 with the Denver, they went to 7 with Indiana, and I think
that's it.
Minnesota, they went was it
They didn't
5 or 6?
I think they went. I don't remember. We'd have to look that up.
I
I
don't
think
know
they
if they
went
swept
5.
the floor, but
I think they went
damn.
5 in my opinion. But I
Okay,
mean,
okay.
I could be wrong. Either way, but no, I mean they swept the floor with them by the. I kept saying I said that with the margin wins. With the every win that they got on
Oh, you
average, they
saying?
beat every team over
Oh, okay,
12
okay,
points a
okay.
game, bro. That's an incredible stat. You're winning every win in the playoffs that you win. You're winning by over 12 points a game, or at minimum 12. When you lose, you're losing by less than 5. So you when you lose, you're not losing by a lot. You're still in the game. You're making the game tight. But when you win, you win. You know what I mean? So like that they like for me, San Antonio has to show that playoffs. Once they do, then at that point I'm like, okay, San Antonio. At that point, I don't care about OKC being the favorite, they're the champions, whatever. They got the best player in the world for some people, whatever. Second best player in the world in SGA. I don't care, whoever. But I would have chosen San Antonio guaranteed at that point too. But because of that reason only, is the reason why I chose OKC. If not, I would have agreed with you on the majority of both.
Mm-hmm. Stephon
Yeah, yeah, I
Castle
got me on
too.
that one too.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you, Khalil, real quick. Stephon Castle has been playing really good too this
Oh
year.
yeah, I love
And
that.
he's shown a lot of growth. So
Oh
Stephon
yeah,
Castle continues to play the way he's playing in the playoffs. Yeah, the Spurs
yeah,
are that's a scary ass team.
which is good to see too because
I'm
usually
gonna go
a
with
lot
the
of players in their second
Spurs.
year hit that wall.
I'm gonna go with the Spurs for my contenders, and then I'm gonna go with the Lakers as my pretenders. And the main reason why for the Spurs is it, I agree exactly what you guys said. The playoffs is a beast. It is a whole different atmosphere. Like you're not going in there just with the mindset that all right, I win this game, and then in the next 2 days I'm gonna be facing a different team. Like you're facing this team for damn near a week. You're gonna be seeing them. So you have to lock in your mind, not even a week actually, probably even longer, depending on how many games you go for. So you have to lock your mind into that specific team, how they're gonna run the rotations, the different plays they have. Like you have to be in film, you have to be practicing. Like you gotta study and critique your craft. So I think it's gonna boil down to the Spurs only because I think Wemby hungry, man. Like he's missed the playoffs a couple of times already. They're in a prime spot right now. No, they're not number one. They're only 2 games away, but they're in a prime spot, and they've showed that yeah, in the regular season that they have beaten the OKC Thunder. And not to say that they can't do it in the playoffs or can do it in the playoffs, but that does at least, like you said, Lou, they are beatable. So they were able to
Yeah.
beat them. And some games it was, I think, not mistaken, by not large margin, but double digits. So I think that'll be the biggest thing. OKC having the injuries right now, I believe SJ was a groin injury, which that's nothing to really play around. So that could be something that kind of lingers come playoff time. I mean, realistically, we're what 30 games away from the end of the season, probably maybe about
Uh,
35 games away.
yeah, yeah.
So I mean, we got a little bit left to go, so there's time for him. But a groin injury, any type of strain, is never fun, and to have to do that in a playoff atmosphere, or to recover from that and then get into a playoff atmosphere, that's gonna be pretty tough. But OKC, they've been showing that they can win games without their starters, and even by some by large margins. So I'm not counting them out. But I do have Spurs favored as contenders for me, and then obvious reasons for the Lakers as pretenders. They just lack defense. Like they just lack it.
It's
There's
that
no
man.
defense on that team. It's really bad.
It just sucks because it's like, man, if they could have just gotten a competent center for that
Mm-hmm.
team from the moment they picked up Luca, obviously, because like I mean, you pick up Luca, you got a guy like Austin Reeves who's been emerging ever since his name. You know, he finally got an opportunity, and then having one of the best players of all time, the one for some, two for others. Um, it you expect to contend, right? Like Luca's never been on a team with a superstar like LeBron. He's never been in a team with another up and coming star like Austin Reeves. And you could have given them a guy like Daniel Gafford, healthy, assuming he stays healthy, because also he's been on an injury bug as of late too. But a guy like Gafford, like a center archetype like that, like how Armani said earlier, an archetype like that, bro. If they would have gone after like a Jared Allen
Zubac.
or Zubac, oh my God. But the problem is always the question and the problem will always be the fucking bench. because
Yeah, I don't
their
even know.
bench
I
their
don't even. That's
bench.
how bad it is. I don't even know how their bench.
Yeah,
What is the
dude.
rota? Is Vincent Gabriel still on that team or Gabe Vincent? Whatever
Gabe
the hell.
Vincent, he's still there. Rui Hachimura is still
Nah,
there.
they traded Gabe
No,
Vincent.
Gabe Vincent
He's
got
on the
Oh,
traded. He got
Hawks.
that's right.
traded.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That goes to show you.
Yeah, so they got
They
Marcus Smart. That's who's coming off the
Marcus
bench. So
Smart.
that's
Now
and then
I mean, I think they've been starting. Well, they're starting him because he's hurt, but
Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's
Vanderbilt.
been.
But Jackson Hayes usually comes off the bench as the second big man. That's a solid
He's a
backup
good
big.
lob threat.
That's a good
He's a good lob
yeah,
threat.
but he's off the bench. He's not a starter. He's
Yeah,
starting
yeah.
now because
That's
DeAndre
it.
Ayton is out. But DeAndre Ayton, like you go and you get a guy like this, right? Another guy who just is trying to find his footing in the NBA, trying to figure it out because he clearly doesn't have it all there, and it just didn't work. It started off okay when before LeBron got in there, but even before LeBron came back from that injury, he already started showing glimpses of oh shit, same DeAndre and the motor, the attitude, you know what I mean? Not fucking reacting on time to shit, you know? And it's like, bro, get a competent center, dog. Buff up that bench. It's not even by a lot because you have a good defense. You have pretty much everything you need off the bench. You're just missing a guy that could be a spark plug with shooting. For the most part, Marcus Smart as a point guard, yeah, veteran.
He's there for
He
defense,
could
defense,
control.
defense.
Yeah,
That's my
he's a
thing.
defensive guy, but he can control the offense, right?
He can
He could
facilitate.
set. He could. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, a guy like, damn, you guys couldn't sign him for the vet minimum just to get him his foot back in the NBA like a Malik Beasley. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't give him the
Yeah,
minimum. You couldn't waive one of these guys. They went out and one of their biggest free agency signings was Jake LaRavia. Like,
yeah.
come on, bro. You know
Oh
what I'm
man,
saying? Like, yeah, bro.
Jake LaRavia. Oh
He's
man,
not bad
we
though.
promise.
He's
Yeah,
not
but I
bad.
mean, come on, bro.
He's not
You're telling
bad,
me you
but
didn't
I
have
get the
better
point he's making.
options?
He could have invested in another. Yeah, you could have invested in another player that'll help you guys defensively for sure. Especially considering that you
I mean,
knew
they
that
tried
getting
Marcus
Luca, he's
Smart.
not going to bring defense.
Nah, come on,
Marcus
bro.
Smart's great coming off the bench, but you need someone that's going to be a
You need a
defender on
guy,
the
yeah.
starting lineup. Like
Yeah.
you can't someone's coming off the bench just be your best defender. Someone on the starting lineup has to be a good defender, at least a decent enough to help you guys with transition defense, because that's what's really
You
killing
need
them.
better
Their
perimeter
transition
defense in the
defense is
starting lineup.
it's
That's the
shit.
problem.
I
Because
mean,
Yeah, it's
ideally, DeAndre Ayton, like you expect him to be a defensive guy in the paint. At least even if he's not the a defensive threat as your starter, but at least you have a backup big that is a body and he actually jumps up for blocks and go tries to take charges and plays up top too in Jackson Hayes. So at least you got a motor on defense coming off the bench, right? Rui is more known for being a defensive player than anything else. And then obviously you got Marcus Smart, but
I
in the
mean, to play
starting
devil's
lineup,
advocate though, in the offseason, Rob Pelinka, I'm sure he wanted to get the athletic big, but there really were no options in the
no,
offseason
there wasn't,
that they could
but
really
at
pick
some
up.
point
And
you got to trade
then,
guys.
I mean, and
yeah.
the only
You got to
way
look at the
that
trade.
would have happened with a trade is if you trade LeBron, because
No,
at that,
you could have traded
yes,
Rui. You could have traded Jared Vanderbilt. You're not gonna. I'm
Vanderbilt.
not telling them. I'm not
the
saying that
athletic
you
big
trade
for
those
Rui
two
and
guys for like a Jared
Vanderbilt.
Allen, but you know what I mean. You could go.
But
You could.
They still got Buddy on that team if I'm not
no
mistaken.
one's,
Kleber. Actually, Kleber is still on that team.
Yeah, nah.
yeah, but no one's gonna
He
trade.
ain't nothing but a shooting big man.
But
I
no
don't
one's gonna
that.
trade
Hey,
their big for those guys. So
Yeah,
I'm
but we're
sure
not
he
talking about
offered them.
that whatever team
not
starting
a big
big.
not big name
We're talking
guy.
at least like
No, I'm
your
saying
backup big and probably gets the
you're
opportunity to
not
start
trading
within the
Derek
Lakers.
Lively for those guys. You're not trading Claxton for those guys. You're not trading Jared Allen for those
Claxton's a
guys.
starter.
No, he's not.
Starter.
No,
Those are all start.
no. Nick Claxton's been coming off the bench.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Dang, that shows how much I've been watching the Nets games.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I
who
thought he
does?
was starting too. I'm not even gonna lie.
I
I
mean,
didn't know he wasn't
fair
starting.
question. I mean, who does?
Yeah.
but to play devil's advocate, the only thing I'll say is I'm sure the Lakers tried. I'm sure they know they need that, but
Maybe.
then no one was
They
available.
tried, but they didn't
And
try hard
then
I was just
enough.
gonna
once
say, I'm like, but the
LeBron's
real question
contract
is, did they
comes
try hard
off,
enough?
well, I mean, you gotta think too. Once LeBron's contract comes off the books too, that's gonna give them a lot more room to really pursue people and pursue certain trades. So
If
because you
that's
gotta
the case,
think.
what they should have did, they should have just tanked.
They should have went out trying to tank to go get Caleb Wilson. I was about to
This
say
They
Caleb
should
nigga.
have just
Williams again.
tanked.
No, but I mean, let's be fair. I mean, even if you tried, right? Now, for me to play devil's advocate, LeBron comes off the books, but the Lakers have been having the same issues throughout every year ever since the post bubble year, right? So then if that's what it is, even before the Luka trade. So this is including having Anthony Davis on the team. So the thing is would they, even with that money that they have available, I mean, Andre Drummond is, to me, is the kind of center that I think would be like perfect for their starting lineup. But
That's what I was thinking of. I was
like
mixing him
Andre
up with
Drummond, and mind you,
DeAndre Jordan.
he was a Andre Drummond was a fucking he was on the trade block for Philly. Philly wanted to get him off the books. Why didn't you try to go trade? I'm sure Philly would have done they would have taken anything back in return for an Andre Drummond. They already have what's his name, Bongo, I think, coming off the bench as well as a backup big. He's been playing. He's a motor off the bench. I mean, develop him, give him Andre Drummond's minutes, and then you might see the potential that of the reasoning on why you guys brought him onto the team. So you could have traded a Jared. You could have taken a Jared Vanderbilt or a Rui Hachimura. If you're the Lakers, you have to make a move like that to try to get better, right? Even though it might hurt off the bench, but that's where you then at that point you focus on either free agency, you give minutes to another guy, or you wait into the buyout market and you pick somebody up to be that guy to replace a Rui off the bench or a Jared Vanderbilt. And they just stood pat. They just traded Gabe Vincent. They didn't really get back nothing in return. If they didn't do it in the offseason, at the trade deadline was the time for them to do it. So now this is going to be another washed year because they are not going to compete. Depending on the matchup, as of right now, who would they be facing? Five? They'd be facing the Rockets. I mean, honestly, that series can go either which way. I can give a fuck. Like, even, no matter who wins, that's not gonna make a story about anything. That's not gonna create. That's not gonna make their season like to be like, oh, but on the bright side, no, fuck that. But whoever they play the following series, and that's still not set in stone. That's just a lock if the season finished right now. But depending on their matchup, bro, they can get waxed the first round.
Well, yeah, that's true. But well, here's what I will say.
And then
One thing we
LeBron
should watch
gets off
out
the books.
for.
It's like, who's gonna want to go over there and join that team after the way how things been going for that roster? You know what I'm saying?
But
Like, who's gonna
you
want to
gotta
go over there?
consider too, though, they're under new ownership. Like before, when they were having those
I
issues,
guess
they
I
had
forgot about
Jeannie
that.
Buss running the show,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
now
yeah,
they got
yeah.
new ownership. Who I did see a report, I forgot from who.
Dodgers.
They are looking at Rob Pelinka sideways too. Like Rob Pelinka's
Yeah.
job isn't safe. So,
Well,
and that's the same
that's
team.
the same
That's the same
ownership group from
ownership
the
that.
Dodgers, and look at how
Yeah,
the Dodgers have
exactly.
been in baseball.
Exactly. That's the same ownership that ran the Dodgers and got them to where they need to be. So what
Yep.
I will say is with
Well,
that
still
new
are.
ownership, who also told LeBron that he's not safe, he's most likely
Yeah,
gonna
they
come
did
off the
say that.
books too. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna look at this roster and they're gonna be like, okay, what's the best option to build this team around Luca and Austin Reeves to where we can genuinely compete for a championship with adding that money back from LeBron's contract. So
Yeah. Well, I
I
mean,
think the Lakers are going to be more competitive in the market than we think in the
didn't
offseason.
didn't reports come out and say if the Lakers re-sign them with the current roster that they have right now, if they could re-sign them with the money that they have, all they could really sign them to is like anything less than, I think, nine mil.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see that
I could
honestly.
be tripping. I
I
could
have
be
no
thinking
idea.
about, like, I could be thinking the Cavs. Like, if the
I mean,
Cavs
I'm
makes
sure they got
no
LeBron's
trades or
bird
something,
rights. Yeah.
then they can't, they could only sign him to a minimum because obviously they got James Harden that's still chewing up money, and if they want to keep him, then he's gonna get signed for a lot. You still got Donovan Mitchell under contract. You got Evan Mobley under contract, and I think Jared Allen has one more year, I believe, on his deal. So
Yeah.
essentially, those are the main guys chewing the majority of your starting five. Four out of the five starters are chewing up the majority of your cap, where you can't sign nobody.
With that being said, too, with the Jared Allen thing, one thing I could potentially see with all these pieces moving around. I had it on there, but I didn't took it off for the sake of time. I was thinking, with Cleveland, LeBron come back home, farewell tour, Jared Allen over to the Lakers,
I
sign
mentioned that
over
in
there.
last episode. Remember?
I remember
No, but
because
I'm
that could
saying,
be
like, I
pickup
mean,
right
I
there.
I could see it.
That'd be interesting.
If they could do that, by some miracle they can make that happen for the Lakers. Obviously, they've shown so far that they've played better. I mean, again, this is assuming a healthy Luca, healthy AR. You adding Jared
Probably will
Allen,
take.
you adding that Jared
Are you
Allen
just do?
guy. You they could make some noise.
Yeah,
Obviously, you
I
still have
would.
a lot more money to sign other players too, because he's obviously not commanding the type of LeBron money that he's making.
But now they would have a log jam at bigs though. You'd have Jackson Hayes, DeAndre, and Jared Allen. What are you doing
Well,
with
I
that?
think
Or
I
are you
think
putting one at a
Aiton
power
I think
forward?
Aiton only signed a 1 year deal, like a 1 year guaranteed deal. So I
You're
mean,
saying do a sign and trade,
Oh,
Lou?
really? Really? Dang.
Hold
wait,
on,
what?
y'all saying doing a sign and trade? LeBron and Jared Allen?
Yeah,
No, no, no. I was saying like
I mean that's the only trade that
Jared
makes
Allen's
sense.
contract's up.
The Cavs will be stupid if they trade anybody else within that team, and I'm talking about
Well,
the
I
main
think they'll be
guys.
stupid if they did that trade. Shit.
Well, this is assuming that the Cavs. I mean, that's like what the Cavs are interested in doing, because obviously, if LeBron comes out and says it, and the Cavs Google eyes and drool over that idea, they're gonna do whatever they have to do to make it happen. It's that storybook ending. It's obviously gonna bring them more money, with ticket sales and all that shit. So
I mean,
they're
if you
gonna
want to
make it
get it
happen.
worse to have a
Sure, no,
storybook
hey,
ending,
listen,
then
I'm not
I
I'm not arguing or
guess.
disputing the fact that they're gonna get better or worse, because it's like I don't want to say that they'll get worse, because I mean, if we're gonna be honest, I mean, at this point now you give the reins on more of the paint to be held and consumed by Evan Mobley versus not continuing to have those two on your team and both of them starting at the same time. But then at least if you insert a LeBron James to that team, then at that point, it's still LeBron James. Like, you're not gonna sit here and tell me if you had to choose between the two to start a franchise, you're gonna choose Jared Allen over LeBron James.
Well, no, I'm saying if I'm gonna trade Jared Allen, I'm gonna get something better for my team than LeBron James.
Well,
That's
sure,
what I'm saying.
but I
I'm
mean,
not gonna
obvious,
move
yeah,
Jared Allen
nah,
for
yeah.
LeBron James.
But Jared Allen would
That's
be the
terrible.
only, assuming that that's what the mutual interests are between LeBron and the Cavs. Jared Allen is the only one in the odd man out between the
For
main
one
guys
year
that
of
are on that
42
roster.
year old LeBron,
Hey,
yes.
yeah, I mean
Wow.
that they got to do what they got to do, I guess. But yeah, no,
Hey,
Khalil, I
if that would have
agree.
bring
I
him,
think that'd be for the Lakers. That'd be beneficial if they get a center like
yeah.
that, because you still get a lob threat. So for
Oh
Luca,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that'll be great.
Nasty lob
Yeah.
threat. And the other thing I had here, so a little side, I don't want to say sad news, but I don't know if y'all seen recently Tyrese Halliburton diagnosed with shingles, so he's away
Oh
from the
yeah,
team
man.
currently.
Yeah, I saw that. That shit
So
What
that's
sucks.
shingles?
that.
Like I always hear about it, but I don't really know what it is.
So essentially, shingles, if I'm not mistaken, it's a virus that you get if you don't take your chickenpox vaccine. That's if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's what it was, or was it if you did take your vaccine?
I
I
don't
think it's if
really
you
know.
didn't
I
take
don't
it.
really know too much about shingles. I've just heard that it's one of the worst
I
things
thought
to
it was
get.
only people that were. Yeah, it's like a real shocking feeling apparently, and then
So
like
I have it here,
I think.
just for everyone, including I guess all of us, because I didn't know much about it. But shingles is a
Uh
painful,
huh.
blistering rash caused by a reaction of the I'm gonna butcher this. Reactivation of the varicella zoster virus, which also causes chickenpox. It typically appears as a single stripe on one side of the body, starting with burning, tingling, or itching pain. 1 to 5 days before a rash develops, it generally lasts 2 to 4 weeks.
Oh, I thought you were about to say months. I'll be like,
Oh,
I
damn.
mean,
so
shit, you're
he'll be
already
all
close
right,
to a month.
basically.
I mean, he'll definitely that shit will get resolved before playoff time. But still, it just sucks because
Oh, for
you're
sure.
recovering from an Achilles tear. You're finally back on the court doing basketball activities, and now you can't be around nobody
Exactly.
because shingles, I believe, are contagious. Let me double check that, but I believe it's contagious. So if
I
it
don't
So
know.
it's
I'm
like it's
is,
thinking
crazy.
it's
I saw.
some like okay, all right. No, he'll be all right.
No, he'll be
bro,
all right. It's nothing like
but I
crazy,
heard
crazy,
shingles is
but
nothing to
it's
fuck with.
painful.
It's nothing like
Yeah,
chickenpox,
it's
bro. This
not.
shit is like excruciating pain.
Mm-hmm.
You're undermining shingles, bro. I think you got to do your own research on shingles. Not even me. I just always heard that that's something you don't want to get.
It sounds like when LeBron
I
had
always
sciatica. Like, yeah, it's mad painful, but he'll be all right.
No, it's worse than that from what I've
Yeah,
heard
no,
because
it's
like I've
10
only,
times
I've only
worse.
heard shingles is like something that was only like people that were like in their 50s, 60s kind of get. I didn't think it was something that he's pretty young, so I didn't know that was something that you can get at that age. To be honest with you.
So shingles is not contagious in the way of a cold, but the fluid from its blisters can spread Same shit I fucking butchered. Varicella zoster virus to people who have never had chickenpox or the vaccine. If exposed, these individuals will develop chickenpox, not shingles. It is only contagious during the blister phase. So as long as
That's
he gets out
gross.
of that blister phase, I guess he can go back to the gym and at least get some shots up. He got his own court in his house, so I'm sure he'll
That
be all right.
sucks, man. Well, hopefully, speedy recovery for him.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see
shout
what's
out
going
And
on.
shout out
But yeah,
Tyrese
speedy
lastly,
Halliburton, man.
recovery to
Get
him. Yeah.
get better, bro.
lastly here, I'm gonna have
We want
Mr.
you on the pod.
Armani cover this one. Darren Peterson subbing himself out. You were saying Armani? Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's crazy because they're playing right now too. But
Did he
yeah,
sub
bro.
himself out?
So, huh?
Has he subbed himself out yet or no?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not
No.
watching the game, so I can't even say. But, but bro, it's crazy. Like, and I seen him do this live one time, and I thought he was hurt or something. But come to find out, this man is basically subbing himself out. So what's happening is he's so good, he's so talented, he's so dominant that in these first halves, he's killing, going crazy. Like, obviously, he's on a tier of his own when he's playing against these college guys, even against other NBA draft prospects. And he's out here like first half, he'll score like 20, 25, like going crazy. And then second half, he won't play. And when I first seen it, I'm like, he must be hurt or something. Like they didn't really cover it. But then come to find out, Bill Self came out and one day and was like, yeah, like I've never seen this before. Like with a guy who's not hurt, like he's good. He's just for whatever reason, like he's not, he's not playing second halves. And what's happening is he's intentionally subbing out because he wants to, I guess, make sure he's good for the draft. Like he doesn't really care to exert too much energy in college because all he really cares about is going to the draft. It's almost
Mm,
similar to the Ben Simmons situation. If y'all remember
yeah.
when Ben Simmons was
Yep.
at LSU, that
Hmm.
motherfucker he did not care about college, going to class or doing nothing whatsoever. He was literally just trying to get to the draft. But this is worse
Yeah.
because he not the coach isn't subbing him out. He's literally like I
Subbing
seen
himself
on
out.
a clip of him making a three, and
Yep.
he that was like his 25th point of the half or something crazy, and he looked at the coach and was like, "Yeah, sub me out," and the
Wasn't that
coach
in
took
like
him out.
wasn't that in the game before the one that they're playing right now? That was
Yep,
recent.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
very recent.
Yep.
And the talk of that is, yo, like you can't be doing that. Like, yeah, we get it. You're basically gonna be the number one pick anyway. But at the
Eh.
same time, you can't give your image a bad name, or you can't give your name a bad image already, because not only can that affect your draft, your draft stock, but that could affect the way your teammates look at you. Like that could affect the way coaches look
Hmm.
at you, scouts, GM. So it's basically like it seems like it's almost like entitlement. Like whoever is
Hmm.
guiding him, whoever his agent is, like it seems almost as if they're trying to put into his head that he's a superstar anyway. So college is beneath him almost. And to me, bro, that's terrible for not only the college game, but that's terrible for basketball in general. Because then when you have some of
Yeah.
these top prospects coming up, now they're all going to be entitled to thinking they're superstars before they even proved anything. And to me, Darren Peterson is the best player in this draft. Don't get that misconstrued. Don't get that twisted. He is definitely the best player in the draft. But at the same time, when it comes to that character, which is what you're going to be looking at when you're drafting the next leader of your team, him doing this is going to mess that up, bro. He's going to have a lot of people looking at him sideways after this for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and you hit it right on the head. And I mean, I guess call me old school when it comes to things, and I just think overall it's just a bad look.
It's a
Like
terrible look.
it's a terrible look on him. In the fact that the coach is trying to justify, not he's not justifying shit, like he's I guess with everyone else, right, with
Yeah, he
that, but
is. Yeah.
then again his hands are tied, right, because of fucking donors and sponsors and just everybody from the athletic committee within Kansas and all that shit. Like his hands are tied. He knows that he only has to deal with this shit for a little bit more because I mean, he's a one and done. We all know this. He's not gonna be a part of that roster again next year. He's gonna go declare for the draft. But before I go any further, guys, we appreciate you for sticking with us throughout this time. Longer podcast, but we wanted to cover everything, and we appreciate you guys. Love you. But just had to throw that out there. But he just I don't like it, bro. I really don't. Like if I'm a team within the top, at least within the top first two, because that's at least where he's been projected is at least top two, depending on who's who get lands at one and needs the services of a guard, um, which I think almost all these teams do. Um, like I would really, really, really dig deep on why he's doing this shit and really find out, or if I don't see any fucking valid reason at all on why he could be doing this
Bro, I
or
thought he
any
was hurt
excuse.
the first time I seen it.
Yeah, I know. When I heard this news, I didn't really pay attention because I thought the same thing. And then that fucking game came on. I didn't see it, but when I'm watching highlights and shit, I see that. And then I just start seeing all these reports. So I'm like, all right, let me watch like what these guys are saying about it, whatever. Or if there maybe a reason came out. Oh, just cause he just doesn't. He feels no reason to be out on the court. And the first thing I thought about when I saw that shit, when I heard at least the reasoning, it's what you said. I leaned back to the fucking Ben Simmons thing. And that's the entitlement that these guys have. And guys that come out of college have never been successful when they are with that same attitude. If you two could come up with anyone off the top of your head who has been with that same Ben Simmons mentality, at least we could even go back to just the Ben Simmons mentality. Who has been successful in the NBA coming in being like that? Because I can't think of fucking one.
Yeah,
And
me either.
I've thought
Well,
long
Ben
and
No,
hard
Simmons
there's
about
not
it.
was
really
pretty
one.
successful, to be fair.
First
No,
couple of years.
you think about it now. To me, his career is nothing to be proud of. If it, like, for him, yes, right? Like, yes, personally,
Made
yes.
money.
I'm not knocking him for, yeah, no, I'm not knocking him for that. Like, you made your cheese, and to be honest with you, with the amount of money these motherfuckers make within the first couple years, like how he did, you don't have to play that long. If we're gonna be fair, right? You've been playing basketball your whole entire life. Enjoy your adulthood. You could retire early. I'm all about it. But what I'm saying is though, when you, as an NBA person, like a fan, and you're talking about some of the best or some of the greats and guys who were really good and all that shit, you don't think about Ben Simmons.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Huh?
No, I'm saying
No,
that's
that's
true.
true.
That's
Yeah, you
true.
know what I'm saying? You don't think about Ben Simmons. So for me, that's why for me his career wasn't impressive. He lacked a lot of things in it within his game. And don't get me wrong, yeah, was he good at one point? Yes, but he never developed a shot. That infamous whole thing where the narrative already officially came out and there was no if, ands, or buts about it, about him not willing to take a shot or willing to try to score a basket in last seconds because he's too scared, and then he passes it up and then boom, the team loses. All that stigma behind them, and those things you just you can't sit here and be like, oh yeah, he still had a good career. No, he didn't. His shit was basic. His shit was like another player that eventually ends up getting hurt, and we just saw
Flash in
some.
the pan.
Yeah, exactly. So therefore, no one could. If someone can, right, in our socials or within the comments and anywhere where you're listening to the pod, please put a name in there if a guy with that entitled mentality has came into the NBA and has been successful. Because at least no one could sit here and say LeBron, because at least even if he did, he played that shit off very well. You know what I'm saying? He played it off very well when he first got into the NBA. Maybe now, sure, but
I'll
when he
say
first came in,
NFL is more a thing.
yeah,
It's
no,
more of a
no. In
thing in the
NFL, it
NFL.
seems it's a lot more successful. Well, because the reason why is because no matter what teams give those guys chances, despite them still being a fucking nuisance. They still give them chances. And the NBA, it's very. I mean, you see guys getting drafted number 2 and coming off the bench, sometimes being out of the rotation. You don't see that in the NFL for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, so
Maybe Shaq? Maybe?
I don't even think Shaq came out of college entitled. He was just a guy that he was the original Dwight Howard in the sense of always smiling, but when he was out on the fucking court, he was a menace.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's why Dwight modeled his game after him. Dwight just got the heat, right? So, um, it's no, I don't even think Shaq came out entitled, man. I really do think Shaq came out humble, ready to make some noise. Did he always see himself as the best, right? Whether it was best big man or best player in the league during his time? Hey, you have to have that mentality if you want to be one of the greats, right? So I'm not mad. I'm not putting both of those reasons together as a thing, but I just don't like it, man. I really think it's gonna hurt his draft stock. I think if he does fall out of the top two, I think those teams did their due diligence and they didn't pick him for a reason. So I
I
will say
agree.
that. But
I agree.
I'm not knocking his game, bro. That kid could fucking hoop. That I will, golly, that kid could hoop. I didn't know much about his game when his name started popping up within the draft, the mock drafts and the big boards. He wasn't up there in the beginning of the year.
Yes, he was. No, he was.
Not
He was.
not top three,
Yes, he was. He was. He.
was he?
Yes, he was. Yeah,
From
he was.
before the
Yeah,
season
he,
started, was he really?
Yeah, bro.
yeah,
It
he
was
Oh
was
only
shit!
up
Well
there
him.
with AJ.
then he
Him,
was an
Yeah,
oversight,
AJ,
I
him and
guess.
Cam.
AJ.
Maybe he was an
Yeah.
oversight for me then. I guess I was so more focused on Debansta and Boozer that if I'm gonna be fair, I didn't know much about him. So I guess
Yeah.
these guys coming into college had a lot more hype, and I just kind of focused more on their shit. But either way, watching his shit now, hey man, I know your game, bro. You could hoop. Just like Armani said, just change that attitude and show teams that it's like, hey, I just don't want to risk me getting hurt because I want to come into the NBA and I want to make my mark and I want to be able to be available and not come into the league already with lingering injuries. So
And you
if
ain't proved
that's the
nothing either. He ain't proved
yeah,
nothing.
exactly, yeah,
If it is
exactly.
the entitlement thing, you ain't proved nothing, bro. There's so many guys who's came out of college who had the same hype as you and didn't turn out to
Oh
be
yeah.
anything.
I mean,
So
let's be fair. I mean,
don't let it
did
get to
you
your head.
have you heard about his mixtape highlight coming out of high school?
Darren Peterson?
Yeah.
I mean, I have
No.
because I pay attention to that, but
Did
most
you
people haven't,
really?
I'm sure. Yes, yeah, no, I pay attention to high school, so
Oh
I
shit,
have,
you're
but
one of the rare ones that does. But
I did
I
not.
don't. I never. Yeah,
I
no. The Bandsta I
I did
heard of.
not.
Boozer I heard of. A Cuff I heard
Boozer
of.
I knew.
A
The
few.
best I only heard because of Armani.
A few others, but I just don't know off the top of my head. I only will be able to say yes or no based off names.
yeah,
But
to say, but you
you
still have a valid point. Most people have it,
yeah, most
so
people
it's
didn't.
still
Most
valid.
people were
Yeah,
looking at the guys that I mentioned, right? Because they just had better highlights. They had more games where they just went off, like truly off. And I mean, no matter what, just of one highlight or one crazy game, that person becomes the center of attention, like the Bansta, right? They were just pushing the narrative of his name. So for a guy like Darren Peterson, that wasn't, people weren't really bringing up his name like a Debansta, and you and him basically are the ones that a lot of analysts are going back and forth in to decide on who's number one, number two. You want to come into college, you want to show that shit. You want to try to go after a natty. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to go out, you want to make that team better. You want to bring Kansas back to life like they once were. But you're subbing yourself out. You're scoring your 25, 27 before with like 10 minutes left in the second or in the last half, whatever. And then you just sub yourself out.
and it sucks because if he stayed in these games, he'll be dropping like 40, 50
Oh,
bombs,
bro.
bro.
This
Like,
guy's locking this guy would have been locked at number 1. I mean, you could say arguably still he's locked number 1. I mean, well, he was before this.
yeah, he was, yeah,
He
but it's not a
was
lock
before all
anymore.
this shit came out. Yeah, yeah. Now it's like, do I want a guy that's going to go out there and have that motor and want to kill that team, or a guy that just wants to sub himself out because we're only up 15? When we've seen it time and time again, teams blowing 30-point leads in the NBA nowadays, more times than
Well,
not.
he'll be in for a rude awakening going into the league. Honestly, I mean, I feel
Oh
like the
yeah,
league will probably root that
100%.
out. But then again, I say that I feel like they might. But then again, we are in a new era, new league, new players coming into the league. So who knows? I mean, we got OKC where they over here barking in interviews. So you don't really know what you can get
He
possibly.
Not
said
the Jeremy
If a
barking
McCain
in
player,
bark.
interviews.
yeah, what
Y'all heard Jeremy
man,
McCain's
I
bark?
seen the yeah, man, that was
Oh, but he's
he's
he's he's a character.
he's what?
He's a
Nah,
character.
Oh,
shout out
okay.
to Jeremy McCain, man. He's a hooper. He's a hooper, man. He's just a unique
Yeah,
guy. He's a
two things
unique
can be
guy.
true.
Well,
Yep.
we appreciate y'all being here for the basketball segment. Now we're gonna move on to boxing and UFC. So Sean Strickland wins by TKO. Ryan Garcia wins WBC welterweight title against Mario Bear. Oof, I almost fucked that up. Mario Barris.
It's all right.
And then we got
If you need me
first
to
round
pronounce the
KO.
Latino side of it, let me know.
Oh yeah, we're going. Did I say that right? Barrios?
Yeah,
Barrios?
there you go. You have Puerto Rican. You good?
So first round KO, possibly hinting next fight with Shakur Stevenson. Who do you
We
think wins that matchup between Ryan Garcia and Shakur Stevenson?
Man, I love me some Shakur Stevenson, man. Shout out Shakur Stevenson. Got some Puerto Rican blood in him. He at least acknowledges it, unlike somebody that I know that doesn't acknowledge his Dominican side.
Their Dominican side.
Yep.
Here y'all go.
But no, I leave it there.
Oh, we were.
Um,
How did you know we were talking about
Hey, bro,
you?
if the shoe
Oh,
fits, wear it, brother.
Wear
Um,
it.
but nah, man, I do. The thing is, man, I've always admired and I kind of, I loved his style of and I speak of Ryan Garcia from afar. And the reason why I say from afar is that I feel like he's, and again, it could be a marketing thing for himself. I know he takes boxing serious. Like I'm not denying that, but I just feel like due to the way to really market yourself is through social media, and then he went through that minor, I guess, phase where he started sounding crazy and saying a bunch of weird shit and accusing people of a lot of
yeah,
weird shit. Kind of put him put him away from that conversation of like, can you be one of the next greats to come up, like, up and coming fighter. And he's had his losses, comes back, bounces back, and always wins those following fights. So he's never afraid from a challenge. So I respect Ryan Garcia's game 100%. Like that's basically what I'm trying to get at. But he won in fantastic fashion against Mario Barrios. That fight was great. Like you mentioned, WBC welterweight title. So now he's a champ. But Shakur Stevenson, bro, when we talk about levels, right? There's levels.
yeah, he's on a different level
And
for sure. Shakur Stevenson is
Shakur is
nasty.
is a nasty motherfucker, bro. This guy is like, you may not think that he has that power behind those punches. Like, no matter what he has the punches, right? He's quick combos, boom, boom, boom. The quick sweeps, but he has power, bro, and people sleep on his power. The kid just knows what he's doing. I think he has a great team behind him, and I've always been a fan of Shakur Stevenson from even back when his amateur days. So, if that fight ends up panning out, I got Shakur Stevenson.
Man, tanking welterweight Barrios, Shakur in five.
Yeah. Now talking about Deshaun Strickland,
Sean Strickland
against Anthony
wins by
Fluffy
TKO.
Hernandez. That I mean,
Fluffy.
yeah, I mean that fight was I had Sean in that one. I did. I love what Anthony Hernandez was doing. Prior, I think he was on like on an 8 fight winning streak or something like that, or like
Yep.
or a seven.
I thought it was
Um,
seven. 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 I think
Seven.
it's
If
seven.
this would have been his eighth. I think he's been climbing up the ranks the way how the right way, just taking every challenge and then and improving and showing that improvement in every fight in that run. But again, levels, right? You're fighting a champion, a former champion, a guy who's fought the top of the top for the last I don't know how many fights. And then now, this is a tune-up fight. Sean Strickland has been out for a while before he had this fight recently with Anthony Hernandez. I think his last fight was literally a year ago, a year and a week ago. So he fought this past Saturday, February 21st, and his last fight was when he lost the belt against Dricus Duplessis, and that was back in February 9th. So, you know,
Of last year or
of
a year
last
before
year, of
last?
last year. So he's been
Okay.
out of it for a year, recovering from
It was a
injury.
great fight.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean
Yeah, he was fucking him up though. He
yeah.
had, I mean, he must have had him beat by at least I probably say 30 or 40 strikes because that dude was like I couldn't. I was
You're
at
talking about his fight just
I was
recently,
at
this past Saturday?
yeah
Oh, yeah,
yeah
yeah,
this
yeah.
past Saturday.
Yeah, no,
He was fucking him up.
he won in the third round, but after that
Third
first
round
round, bro, that
knockout.
second third round, he had him cooked. He was
Yeah, it
cooking
was
him.
bad. I was at Tom's watch party. I was like, damn, all right.
Bro, shout out Tom's. If you guys ever want to sponsor us for a live show one day, let us know. Trying to plug in, guys. Come on now. But yeah, man. I mean, like no matter what, there's levels to it. I'm not doubting that Anthony Hernandez is gonna come back better. He's gonna learn from this. He fought a former champion. Again, fighting guys that have a lot more experience, different skill sets at the top of that division. So I feel like he'll learn from this and he'll come back stronger than ever. He's at 15-3 right now. So he might end up having to
Yeah,
do a little. He might end up having to do a little tune-up fight when he comes back. I don't believe they changed the rankings yet. so they always do it, I believe, every Tuesday, or they could do that every Monday, and then Tuesdays are matchmaking days, or it could be both. I don't know. But as of right now, he's still listed as number 4 in the middleweight division. So we'll end up seeing what happens. Khamzat Shemaev is still the champ, so we're still waiting to see who's his next.
That dude.
That's a different fucking animal, bro.
Yeah, that's a different beast right
That
there.
motherfucker is,
That.
bro. He puts his arms around you, and like at that point, just say fuck it and throw the white towel in, because he's not
Yeah,
letting you go.
facts.
He is not
Nah,
letting you go. This guy is a
he's breaking
gorilla.
something.
He is holding you
Facts.
tight like a gorilla, bro. It's those
Night
fucking
night for real.
it's the Russians, man. Those Russians just know
Yeah,
what they're
Holding
man.
doing
you
once they.
tight like a gorilla is crazy.
Well, I mean,
Hey,
that
if
wasn't a racial joke, okay, Armani.
No, it was. I know. I'm just saying,
You're trying
like
to make this
that's
racist based.
no. See,
Relax,
you made it
pal.
racial. I really wasn't
I
thinking
didn't
that.
make
I'm
it
just saying,
racial.
like that's a
He's holding you
crazy
tight like a gorilla. A
analogy.
gorilla doesn't have a crazy ass grip.
That-
yeah, they do.
yeah, they
All
do.
right.
They do.
All right.
Would you rather him say hold him tight like a snake? Would that have been better?
Nah, it doesn't have the same ring to it. Nah, I like the
All
I
right
like the
What
then.
the
original.
fuck? Stupid.
So gorilla it is then. A gorilla it
Gorilla it
is
is,
then.
man. So yeah, I mean that was pretty much, everything in regards to that fight. I mean, you had a solid undercard with Jeff Neal and Uros Magic. Knocked him out in the first round with a minute 19. That he
Minute
Bro,
19.
that dude, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I don't remember. I was drinking a little bit of too much Michelob's while I was watching the Fats. But I obviously remember the knockout, and I like that dude. I've just been watching him also climb up the charts, fucking, uh just making a name for himself in that division, and it was a perfect display of MMA. One fight within that card that I thought was great was that Melkaziel. I could be mispronouncing that name. Maziel Costa versus Dan Ige. Beautiful fight. That fight was great. I'm looking at the card right now and trying to remember any fight in the prelims that really caught my eye, but I can't. Yep, that's pretty much it.
I I didn't actually get to stick around for the prelims. I watched mainly just the main cards, and then I was like, all right, bet. That was
Next,
like really
next,
what I wanted
next
to
pay per
watch.
view is this upcoming Saturday. Brandon Moreno will be fighting Leonel
I
Tabanca. Bro, some of these guys I can't pronounce their names. I mean, fuck me. But Brandon Moreno, former flyweight champion, fighting in a UFC fight night out in Mexico City. So he's fighting in his home country, and then following up in that prelim is Cheeto Vera fighting David Martinez. So it's Mexico card, so makes sense why there's a lot of Mexicans. They usually like to do that. I'm looking at the whole card now. But yeah. So that's pretty much everything.
that's all we got for the UFC and boxing. Next up, we got is baseball classic. I'm gonna let you take that one, Lou, because
Bro,
I don't know baseball like that.
bro, you got the World Baseball Classic starting in a few weeks, man. I can't fucking wait. It's
So
gonna be
explain what is that? What is that exactly?
so
Because I'm naive. I
the
don't know
World
anything.
Baseball Classic, known as the WBC, is an international baseball tournament. So it's sanctioned by the World Baseball Softball Confederation. So it's basically, you get Major League Baseball players, Major League, players from other countries that are going back and playing for their home country. So
Ah,
essentially, look at that as like
it's like
the
an all star.
Olympics, no, the
Yeah,
Olympics
okay. Olympics
for
actually, yeah.
baseball, right?
It's like the
So,
World Cup.
or the World Cup, sure, that's perfect, exactly. Um, it was called the Baseball World Cup until 2011, and then ever since then, it's been now changed to the World Baseball Classic, as Armani
They play
mentioned.
every year.
No, they don't play every year.
How off-
So
how often do they play?
they play, I believe, after every 3 years. Yeah, this is
Oh
every
damn!
3 years. Yeah, every three.
So it really is like the Olympics.
Yeah. Mostly, yeah. Isn't the Olympics 4? I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's four, and then I think Winter Olympics is what, two every 2 years? Or am I bugging?
Good question. Don't know.
I might be mistaken. I think they're both 4 years, and
Hey,
they just happen to be 2 years
I'm gonna be
apart. I
honest
think
with
that's what it
y'all.
is.
I don't watch the Winter Olympics. Just nothing winter sports is really my thing.
Hey, shout out to USA though.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know the team hockey,
yeah, I
they won
guess.
gold.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, sure.
Second in medals right now. That's all I got. That was it.
We're
That was that little
second.
bit. That's all I got.
Damn, who's
No,
first?
Yeah,
we
we're
finished
second. We're
first.
second medals. Oh, we
you're
finished
talking
first.
about
This is
overall, but in hockey, yeah, we won gold
yeah,
after I believe since the well, at least the men's, I think they won it for the first time since 1990, if I'm not mistaken. I think I
yeah.
saw
Since
that earlier today.
1990. Damn, I don't
I
remember.
thought it
They've
was
been
90.
because of Canada. It might have been 90 because yeah, Canada's been winning it for a hot little
Yeah,
minute.
yeah, Canada's been fucking it up. But which is a cool fact, they haven't won since that quote unquote miracle Winter Olympics, which, as a lot of you may know, the movie Miracle, Disney movie.
No,
And either which
mm-mm.
way,
That's the one that I don't know.
so either way, the World Baseball Classic is broken up in four pools. So there's of course, each pool has its own set of countries. So just to name a few notable teams that are infamously known for kind of going to almost towards the finals of the World Baseball Classic. So in Pool A, you got Colombia, Cuba, Puerto Rico. Pool B, you have teams like Mexico, USA, Brazil. Pool C, you got teams like Japan, which is a fucking powerhouse this year. Korea.
What about DR?
DR is in Pool D. So Pool D has DR, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. So the majority of these pools, I would say, are they're pretty stacked. So as you know, baseball is predominantly um, with players that are from different countries, or at least has family that were their ancestors or great grandparents, parents, whatever, are from those countries, so they have that descent from that country, and they just go, play, and it's a regular baseball game, just for your country. And so right now, currently, the MLB is in the middle or they just started spring training. So a lot of these players that are going to represent their country will be leaving their respective baseball MLB teams to go play for their country. Some players are not allowed to go play because the MLB teams are not giving them the insurance in case of injury. So that's the big
It sounds like a
headline,
WNBA thing.
I guess. So the big thing is the team getting most impacted by this rule is Team Puerto Rico. So a lot of notable names, big key names like Francisco Lindor, um,
I know him.
yep,
Heard of him.
shout out Lindor. Who's another one? Javi Baez was initially that was the reason why, but then some other news came out. I don't remember exactly what it was, so I'm not gonna just make some shit up. I forgot. There was another big name. Oh, Carlos Correa from the Houston Astros. Also another big name that is not allowed to go play there. And the Houston Astros also are not going to be paying for Jose Altuve his insurance money, which was he was going to go represent Venezuela, who actually has a history of a powerhouse team as well. So it's all it's going to be a weird WBC this time around. Japan is stacked.
Hey, well, shout out PR, man. Shout out
Yeah,
PR.
yeah. Hopefully,
I take
hopefully,
it.
no matter what, it's still in the
Jamaica, we don't do that. We participate in cricket. That's what we do,
and soccer.
and soccer,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
and
hey,
running, and running. We
and
do a lot of
Definitely
running,
that.
cool
running.
runnings.
No, that was bobsledding.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh God, I'm sorry to my Jamaican ancestors.
This guy. Moving on,
My
though. Moving
apologies.
on. All right. We are almost done. I promise y'all. We on football. Yes, we know football season is over and done. Yeah, we know Cardi B has done broken up with Stephon Diggs. We get that. Moving on. Seahawks to turn down President Donald Trump's White House visit. A tradition that's actually been going on for years. Y'all know when the Super Bowl team, they win the championship, take that visit to the White House, take their pictures, yada yada, kiss babies, all that good shit. This year, they will not be attending. They actually declined the offer. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know if that has anything to do with political or what, but that was funny. And then the next thing I see here, Chiefs actually thinking about Tyreek Hill, monitoring his ACL injury.
Yeah,
They're thinking potentially, depending on, I guess, I don't know. I thought he was all fucked up, honestly. I thought his leg was turned backwards type shit, and
it
he
did.
wasn't probably gonna come
His
back.
whole knee popped out
So
of place,
I
bro. He's fucked.
I don't know what the intentions are there. And then the next thing we got was Mike Evans, maybe a free agent. I know that's your boy over there, Tampa Bay. What will Tampa Bay do? Would he is he gonna retire or
Tampa,
he's
do the
gonna go to
right
another
thing.
team?
Do the right fucking thing, Tampa.
Which
That's
is
another thing that's up in there. What's
Resign
the
Mike
right thing?
Evans.
Yeah,
okay.
to do.
What he is normally known for doing. He had
My boy
just
better
one
I'm
take
just
a
injured,
pay
kidding. I'm
cut.
just,
one injured season
yeah,
at
facts.
what 33 is the reason why he didn't have he didn't break that
Man,
Jerry Rice record. Nah, come on, bro.
send that boy to the Jags. Send that boy to the Jags.
Nah, chill. If he goes to the Jags get 10 times better, and they already got better
Ex-
this year.
exactly why I
Nah, y'all
said
ain't gonna
that.
talk bad about Mike Evans, bro. I advocate him for any team, but just don't go to any team. Stay with Tampa.
All
Shout out
right,
Mike
Mike.
Evans.
My bad. I didn't know our co-host was your lawyer. My apologies. My apologies.
No,
Next up, we
no,
got
Your Honor.
Brees
I'm here to
Hall's
represent
future.
my client, Mr. Michael Evans.
I thought she was about to drop his middle name too.
I
That'd have
wish I
been
knew it. I know
crazy.
he has one, but I
Imagine if
couldn't.
it's Bartholomew or something.
Look at me, my dumbass over
Bartholomew.
here on
You
Google
know, I
typing in
actually
his
met
name
a
as
Bartholomew.
I'm typing in his name as fucking Michael Evans. His real name is Michael. Hey, Your Honor, I'm here to defend my client, Mr. Michael Lynn Evans Jr.
Lynn?
Lynn, like Jeremy Lynn?
Yo, y'all watch it. Don't do it. My boy from Galveston, he'll show y'all what's up.
Galveston, what, Texas?
Yeah, you got it. Yo, Mike,
Yeah, you know what they
you're
say
always
about
welcome on the
Texas.
pod and confront Khalil. Just to let you know, homie, I got you, son.
Hey, just to let you know, Mike, we have another co-host here who says they can take an NFL player. Anyways,
Well,
moving on.
yeah.
Brees Hall's
Still believe it.
future with the Jets in the air. No, you can't do it. And JSN looking for a big contract says he's the best receiver in the league. I know you're a big advocate on this one, Armani, with JSN. Do you think he is the best receiver in the league, and does he deserve a big contract payout?
I mean, the numbers show it. I mean,
Yeah.
the numbers show he is the best, or he was the best receiver in the league this year. So, if this is his contract year, he should definitely capitalize on that. And if he resets the market and becomes the highest paid receiver, then I don't see why not.
I mean, and he just won a Super Bowl, and the big reason why they had the successful season that they had, he was a massive part to do with that. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, facts. Hey, who's the highest paid receiver now? Is it Buddy
Jamar
from
Chase.
Vikings? Oh, Chase.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right, from the
Chase
Bengals.
set that new record, but before that, it was Justin Jefferson. Yes,
Okay, all right,
right,
cool, cool,
Armani, if I'm
cool.
not mistaken.
Hopefully,
No, yeah, it was. It was Justin
Yeah. Okay.
Jefferson.
All right.
I was about to say it had to be, yeah, because I can't think of any other like dominant receiver like that really got a payout like that. Them boys was they set for sure, for sure. But that's all we got for football. You know, quick, easy, short. Last bit we got here. I don't know if y'all been diving into it. I have because I like the drama. I'm all for the
Nah, you
drama. I
gotta
watch a
let
lot of
me
drama
know, bro,
actions.
because I seen that video you sent me. That shit was funny, but it's like I'm so lost. How did this? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yo, 50 Cent has been, yo, he has been the ultimate, whatever you want to call it, whatever you, rage bait, however you want to say, this man is playing chess. So he's playing checkers with everybody. I don't know, but this man is doing diabolical shit. Apparently, this man not only bought out like a couple of roles for a Ja Rule concert way back when,
That shit was
now
funny.
he recently beefing with Ti. He said something about, I guess, Ti's wife. He didn't say anything really. Off from what I saw, he posted a picture and said, "Hey, don't come at me." And then next thing you know, Ti's son came out, was mad, saying something about his mom. Started saying, "Yo, where's your mom at 50? Oh, she's dead." Like shit
Oh,
getting
Yikes,
real.
bro.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, shit getting real. He's like, "Oh, go give her flowers at her grave." Like I
Oh
don't
oh,
yeah, that
know
was
if
in
you
that
really
video.
want to be doing that with 50. Like that's wild. I don't know if we want to take it that far, but 50 did kind of, I guess, I don't know who started what, but I just know that I guess T.I. mentioned that he wanted to go on the verses. And then I guess
That's that
50
new
took
old
that
man
as
shit.
I don't know. I guess he took that as oh, you trying to take a shot at me. Then he posted that picture of T.I.'s wife, Tiny, if y'all don't know, fans.
Yep.
And the picture wasn't the greatest of pictures of a woman her age, and
Mm.
with the maintenance, I guess you could say. So
Hey
it
yo.
obviously the internet has taken full effect, and they are letting them have it in the comments. So that was wild. But the next
just
big
see the
thing, Jim
pic.
Jones. You just seen it?
Yo,
It's not her best day, is all I can say. But
yo, that John, you
next
Send me
said
the
big
picture,
thing.
maintenance.
Armani, because I don't even know what to search.
Yo, that John need a new
Yeah.
transmission, my boy.
Hey, watch it before Ti
Yeah.
start coming after your
Hey,
ass, and we have his son coming
yo,
after
better
us.
relax.
Relax.
Relax. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yo,
don't want
just
no
get on 50 side.
problems. I
That's
don't
all
want
I
no
gotta
problem
say.
with the
Get on 50
gangsters.
side.
My bad, my bad, my bad.
Yo, Next that he did 50 Cent with Jim Jones lately. They've been beefing.
He
Jim
said my
Jones
bad.
was coming at him on his podcast because obviously 50 Cent was coming at him about the documentary that he did on Puff Daddy. A lot of people
Hey,
were, not a lot of people, but there were
P
some
Diddy.
rappers, Dave East, Mano, Fabulous, and Jim Jones on their podcast, which was apparently in a building that he had signed a lease with the building owner, and I guess he owed the building owner like over $80,000 in rent,
Yikes.
never paid. Apparently, Jim Jones was always walking into the building, having to like break into the doors because he was turning off the lights and locking the doors and changing the locks. And Jim Jones just kept breaking into the building, apparently, shooting his podcast. Apparently, he had claims that he was turning the building into a media type of center where it was gonna have clothing and all kinds of different brands that he was gonna do. That wasn't the truth according to 50. So he came at him and decided, you know what? Since you talking shit and breaking shit, I'm gonna buy the building. So decided to buy the entire building from from the owner, and now is basically now evicted Jim Jones. So the video, I don't know if y'all seen the video of him pounding down the door. Yo, the comments was going crazy saying someone skipped leg day. I was like, nah. They was flaming Jim Jones, but it's safe to say, I mean, anyone that's coming at 50 at all, any year, any time of day, is gonna get the heat. We seen it with Marlon Wayans the other day. Obviously, we seen it with Diddy. Now we seen it with Jim Jones. Like he's just coming at every artist at this point now. That's really poking him. So it's safe to say it's kind of like that LeBron James thing. Don't poke the bear. They poking the shit out of this bear.
What? Yeah, 50.
And, yeah,
Hey, I ain't never
and
getting no beef with him.
he do it in the commercials too, man. Y'all seen the DoorDash commercials? He
Oh
not
yeah.
playing.
Those were vicious.
Yo,
And what a time to do it
them shits
too.
is funny.
What a time to do it during Super Bowl night, bro. That's when those
Yeah.
commercials were released. Like that's fucking that's diabolical shit.
Yeah, he's definitely diabolical for sure. He's doing some things with that a lot of people some people even saying like, "Ah, this ain't it 50." They're saying that he going too low doing these things, but honestly, I'm all for it. This shit's funny as hell. Dude. It's entertaining. Like if you don't know social media by now, you got to know you can't believe a lot of shit. You can't let that shit get to you.
Yeah, no.
Facts.
And I'm sorry to like change the topic too, but one thing that we didn't mention with football, man, um, it's pretty sad news, but reports came out. I don't know if it was yesterday or Friday,
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings also played for I believe the Cardinals when he got into the league. Rondale Moore um,
Yeah,
committed
committed suicide.
suicide, and man, I don't want to dive too much into it because obviously I didn't. Outside of just that, I don't know much. No real reports have came out about it, but no matter what, it's out of suicide. That most people would think guys making money, he's living the life, but this just shows that and what, not that it's funny, but Kyle Pitts, tight end from the Atlanta Falcons, was just recently with him out on vacation, and he showed videos and pictures of him being out there, which was again a few weeks ago. He was looking like he was fine, having the time of his life, no worries, and then comes back home. They're both at their respective states where they live, and you hear that your boy just committed suicide. So I say that to say, make sure to check on your peoples. Don't just think because they're
Yo, tap
always,
in.
yeah, don't just think because they're always laughing, smiling, and always being the guy reaching out himself. And this is more, this is for anyone, but we don't speak much about men's mental health. And so check on your boys. There's nothing weak about it. Speak up as well. If you do have any thoughts or you feeling down, speak to the people that you could trust in. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. I didn't want to let the episode pass
Facts.
by without me mentioning that.
Facts, yeah, man. Talk about your mental health. It's healthy for sure, for sure. If you can't talk to someone, find someone for sure.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I want to say that's about it. Last really the big pieces we had, and I know y'all heard about the GTA 6 finally coming out after I don't even know 2 3 years. And what else we
Bro,
had
I
here?
gave up
Spring right around the
on
corner.
I gave up
I
on
know.
the that release
I
date. So is that
Facts.
it's
confirmed?
November 19th is the date that they confirmed, and it seems like they've been releasing a lot of videos and a lot of I guess you could say AI, like previews of the game. There's been a lot of previews on it on Rockstar's websites as well. So it looks like they officially did it. But I don't know if y'all heard
Finally.
around the launch, they're talking about the first of all, the price of this game is like damn near $100 for starters.
Yeah.
It's just expensive as
And that's
fuck.
just
Then on top of
and that's
that,
the game. Like games are normally what
then
69.99, but then
yeah,
you can pay
yeah, exactly
what
that.
89.99 or 99.99 if it's you get like an extra, whatever the fuck, like how 2K does the fucking different versions of the game and shit. That's just the game,
Facts.
and the game's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
over 100 and something gigs just starting.
Exact easily,
So buy
easily,
your
and that might not
external
even be the
hard
whole
drives,
entire game.
folks.
There might be downloadable content you might have to
Yep.
get, but just to make matters even, I don't know, we say worse, better, whatever you want to call it, but they're adding so many new world features that they're actually saying that you're gonna have to get apparently a day job in the GTA game. They're talking about how you're gonna actually have to maintain your car in the online world, like take it to the shop
Damn.
and shit,
Motherfuckers are gonna really
pump
start getting paid for
gas
this shit.
even. Bro, I was looking at this shit, I was reading it up, and I was like, yo, this shit sounded like, I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie Ready Player One,
Yep.
but it legit
Yep.
sounds like some shit like that. Like all we missing is the virtual goggles, the little treadmill where you can run in place and just put yourself in the
It's
damn
coming.
game, honestly.
It's coming.
Cause I'm telling you, dude, the rate these games is advancing, it's, I don't want to say it's scary, but you got AI, you got freaking cars that drive themselves, like we got VR technology, like there's just so much technology going on now. I would not be surprised if the next gaming console that comes out
Mm.
is involved where you have like some type of plug yourself in capability, if you get what I'm saying.
Plug yourself in. If
Plug
you're a male,
yourself
if
in
you're a
is
male, stick your dick in
crazy.
this hole, and then boom, you're in that world. That'd be crazy. That'd be wild as
That
fuck.
is
No,
wild.
but going back to what you said, yeah, it's crazy because I agree with you 100%. Like I feel like at some point with the next upcoming consoles and shit, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be so much more interactive that it's gonna be scary at that point. It's gonna take a lot
Hmm.
of adjusting for everyone, no matter how long you've been gaming your whole life, midway through your teenage years into your adulthood. Doesn't matter. It's gonna be adjustments for everyone. But I did hear some shit from I saw an interview a while back ago and it's been popping up a lot more on my feed now. I guess it makes sense with the I guess rumored release date finally. Um which I'll send it to you guys whenever I see it again. The guy said he's like, yo, when that new GTA 6 game comes out, and this was like when they first released like the first major news about it on what you could do and the new features and all that shit from the previous GTA's, and he was saying you're gonna the you're gonna be getting paid based off transactions, and meaning you're the more you play that game, the more you're gonna
Yeah, I
make
heard
out
about
of
this.
that microtransaction, and that's stuff that you're gonna be able to deposit out and turn into real currency. Or if it's
Yeah, I've
not
been
like
hearing that.
that, it'll be tied into some type of like crypto. And,
Bitcoin type shit.
uh-huh, something like that. And then you essentially, right? You put that into whatever, I guess, stock or I'm not into all that shit, so I wouldn't know exactly the verbiage, but yes, essentially that. And which is you think it's fucking crazy to think about if that's true. Because so far
Understand
it's
that when that
seeming
game
like it's
comes
gonna be
out,
like that.
officially, do you realize like
I already got PTO
traffic
in.
is probably gonna be different? Thanks, about to see. You see my point? Traffic is gonna be almost null and void
I
because the amount of people that are gonna probably be on the road trying to get home from the time of like 5 to 6 to 7. After that, everybody gonna be at home playing GTA 6 for
telling you, bro.
hours.
First week is gonna
For
look like
hours.
first week on the way to work to
Like,
the office
so
is gonna look.
expect shutdowns.
It's gonna look like a like spring break or when winter break when the kids are in school.
Dead ass. That server is gonna be so overused.
Yeah, it's
You
gonna
have
be
no
crazy.
idea. I
It's
can
gonna
expect
crash for sure
crashes,
for like
Well,
the
this is
first entire week.
essentially
updates.
this is also another reason why they've kept delaying it is because they want to make sure on launch week, especially launch day, they don't have those issues because
That's just gonna happen no matter what.
every game has those issues. Well, they're just adding more servers. That's what it is. Remember, you add more servers, you don't bump into that issue, and they're adding servers in different parts of the country. So
At
that's
this point, they're gonna have to make a whole new console because I don't even think my P5 is gonna be able to
you're gonna
compete
have to.
with this
That's
game.
gonna be the only game you can
I'm
have
gonna have to
downloaded
delete
on your
every
shit.
game. You're gonna have to get an external hard drive just to play
Oh yeah,
GTA
Yeah,
at this point.
I already got that in mind, and it's
and
gonna
we
be
could
solely
You
just
complain
might
for that
all
want
we
game.
want, but we're all paying that $100 to get it. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
Oh
We're
yeah,
getting it.
hundred
Take my
percent.
So it's
money.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
like
I've
Take
been
my
waiting
money.
for years. I've been playing GTA. Well, not now, not lately, but back when I was playing GTA 5, I was playing that shit faithfully. I
Yeah.
come home, get on that shit. Yo, who's trying to hop in the crew real quick?
I mean, shit. It just
I
gets boring after playing that shit in the
oh
P4 and
yeah,
then playing the
it just
remastered
takes so
version.
long.
Shit. You know what's
It
funny is that I
takes
took longer playing the story mode of San Andreas than I did on this last one. San Andreas is a long ass story mode. This one's quick.
yeah.
The
The story
last
mode is
two,
quick. I think what really takes a long time is young. They really more want player. They want gamers to really play
online.
the online
oh,
more than anything
now, yeah.
else.
So I guess that makes sense because back in PS2,
That's
you
why.
couldn't really play online like that. It wasn't really a
Yeah, that's
thing,
what it
so it
is.
makes sense. Yeah.
And I ain't gonna hold you either. The online story, like till this day, they're still adding
Oh
like different.
yeah,
Every time I go to like Rockstar's little social media, they're always talking about download this new
mm-hmm.
DLC packet. Like,
Get this new
damn, like
shark
this game
card,
came out in like what 2013,
bro. Yeah,
2012. When this game come out?
13.
Years ago.
13. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
was
the,
2
the
years
fact that they
fresh out of
still
high
coming
school.
out with new content is crazy. Yeah,
Damn.
exactly. That part.
Look at Armani.
Oh,
Armani was
this
like,
nigga.
"Damn, I was just entering middle school."
I was.
Facts. More like coming out
I
of
know. I remember
coming
because you remember you mentioned that. I was like, bro.
Crazy.
come right out of elementary. Baby Armani.
But that's crazy. That's
Ah,
crazy to
all
think
right.
like that game's been out since like the previous console. The previous console. That's how long the last game came out. Way before they even mentioned anything about a P5 coming out. And then
Nah, they had GTA 4 come out with P. Wait,
no,
no, GTA 4 came out with the P3. No, that came out with the
P3
P4.
going into P4.
No, I came out with the P4.
P4 was
No, no,
the
no. GTA 4 never came out for P3. It was P4. And then GTA 5 came out
came out
for
Nah,
on
nah, it
P4.
came out
P4 and
P3.
then P5.
Nah,
GTA 4
GTA
is
4?
P3.
yeah, bro.
Nah, GTA 4 was P4.
Nah,
Nah, bro.
nah.
That was 5 actually. No,
Yeah.
5 was
No.
P4. No,
And
5
then
was
it, and
P3
then
going into P4. Yeah, it was P3 going into P4.
wait, what? GTA
4
5?
was?
GTA
No.
5, yeah.
5 was
No, no,
only
no. GTA 5 never
5
came out
was
for
GTA
PS3.
4. Yeah, it never came out PS3. It came
You
out
know,
PS4
you know
and then
why?
it
Is because
remastered for PS5.
yeah, it remastered. Yeah, and they did the
Oh
same
yeah,
thing
y'all right,
for
y'all right,
they.
y'all right.
Yeah, so then I was right. Yeah. So it seems like they
But
come out with
I don't know if
one.
GTA
They come out with one new game for every console. But at this point, the
4 was
P5 has been
P3 for
out.
sure.
But
Oh yeah,
but
that
the
shit said came out
P5
in 2008.
the
Holy
P5 came
shit.
out way before they even announced anything. Oh, I'm watching. I have the Houston Rockets Utah Jazz game on, and somebody went down and was just rolling down the court, like legitimately rolling, and he's holding his knee. I can't tell who it is, but he looks
Uh-oh.
like he's in excruciating pain. Oh, Vince Williams, the newly acquired
Oh.
Vince Williams,
Oh.
bro, and it was non-contact. I didn't see anybody near him.
Uh
Oh yeah,
oh.
brother. Ugh, and with excruciating pain like that on his knee.
Cooked.
Non-contact? Yeah. What? Oh, sorry. I breaking news live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. But yeah, GTA 6, hurry the fuck up.
Dead ass, dead ass. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen.
The end.
We appreciate y'all here for our special extra long content.
That's what she
Promise
said.
you it was all well deserved. Really? Extra long? I don't think they need extra long.
It was yeah, it was extra long.
Pause. All right.
It was
Sorry,
I just
y'all.
wa-
Sorry, y'all.
I was just waiting. I was like, I knew he's gonna fucking say that shit. But yeah, guys, episode 12, down the fucking books, man. We appreciate you guys. Like Khalil said, we appreciate you guys sticking around. We love you guys. If you stuck around the whole entire 3 and some change hours, please like,
You're a real
subscribe,
one.
share, repost our content on socials. We really appreciate it if you do that. Get the word out a little bit more. Make sure to
And
go to
don't forget to get y'all
there
W
you go. He said it before I did it. But you know what? With that code, it's only on your first
Black
order. Your first
Pod
order.
10.
Black
Black
Pod
Pod
10.
10. And get that 10% off
Uh,
in your first order at checkout. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys next week. You already know, same time, same place. Love yous.
Peace.
eat.